Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. We've got a tornado warning out over here. Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Well, we've got a tornado warning out here in Nebraska, over here near 2. And the reason that this has been warned, not necessarily due to radar. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of rotation in this storm, at least by what the radar is seeing, but it might not be seeing the full picture, as somebody from the ground has reported a funnel cloud with this storm, or a funnel, which is sometimes a precursor to a tornado. So if you live over here near Ellsworth, Bingham, Ashby, and Hyannis, over here into parts of Nebraska, you guys should be in your safe spots. And that is, and that's the latest. You got an ad? Yeah, that's not my fault. I can't control those ads. Good evening, good evening. But yeah, today we've got kind of a conditional risk out there. Pretty much all the way across most of this risk, it is a big fat That's pretty much, those are my thoughts on today. I'm not really sure what's going to happen today, to be honest. There could be storms down here near Amarillo and Lubbock in Kansas, or maybe not. Most likely not for a lot of these areas. Probably won't see anything. But up here in Nebraska, it does seem like we've got a pretty good chance here, at least at a low-end tornado threat and a severe threat up here. That's why we have a tornado watch out here for Rosebud, Pine Ridge, Shadron, Valentine, Alliance, Ugalala, North Platte, Grant, Imperial, and Sydney. All need to be watching out for tornadoes today. Tomorrow will be for you guys in Minnesota. That is correct. That is correct. And I'm watching this storm here. There is a chaser in the area that we can use if need be. But as of right now, I'm not really seeing much to indicate that we should switch over to him. But I got him ready already, locked and loaded in one of these slots, one of my scene slots over here. So we'll see what ends up happening with the storm. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. You're not exactly sure what's going to happen. I don't think anybody is sure what's about to happen with this storm or with today in general, which is pretty interesting to think about. It's just one of those days where something could happen and something might happen. And that's going to continue into tomorrow. Believe it or not, some models are still saying tomorrow could just not really be as forecasted as well. And as you can see, not a whole lot has changed since we've done our last forecast. That's why I haven't done like an update yet today. I was planning to go live, and we're live. So eventually we will be doing a forecast for tomorrow as well within this live stream. So we'll be giving all of you guys the latest information and tell you guys what the latest models are saying out there. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know, to be honest. What either one of these days are going to do, looking at just reflectivity on some of these models, it seems like a big what if. Maybe something's going to happen, maybe something's not. And that's just going to be how it is. Road cams. No, we do not have any road cams out here. There are road cams, but they're only picture cams, and I don't think any of them are actually looking at this storm right now. But that doesn't matter. We've got radar. So if you live in Ellsworth, Bingham, and Ashby, and Hyannis, Nebraska, you guys need to be going into your safe spots. Get there immediately, because a funnel cloud has been reported on this storm. Hey, Faith. Still haven't missed a live stream in over a year. Well, I encourage you every single time I go live to remind me of that, because I am interested to see how long you can keep that going. You were at a level 2 out of 5. Oh, yeah. Another little update I wanted to give you guys is that there has been a little bit of a change in our outlook for not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. We do have an enhanced risk out there for parts of Ohio going into Pennsylvania and New York. So looks like that is going to be for some significant severe weather, potentially some damaging winds as well, and a tornado threat. So definitely want you guys to be weather aware up in that region, but really anybody along this area, all the way from New York down into Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio are all going to want to be weather aware the day after tomorrow or Tuesday. So That is that's what it's looking like. It's looking like a couple of days of severe weather is at hand. What exactly happens over these days? There's not a single soul on this planet that can tell you. Everybody's trying to figure it out. I mean, I can't tell you how many posts I've seen for or against storms in Kansas by this point, and nothing has happened yet. We haven't had a single storm even try to fire out here. And we're getting pretty close to that time to where it's going to be almost impossible for storms to fire as that surface heating starts to go away. We've also had a couple of attempts out over here near the Amarillo area where I've been keeping an eye on some convective initiation. Haven't seen that either get started today. They tried and they have died. And in fact, PA Storm Trackers has been out there near the Amarillo area. And I think there was a storm that I think they were looking at a storm earlier. Yeah, they were looking at a storm earlier, as you could see, but it's since moved on. And besides this little storm that's just sprinkled them with a couple of raindrops of rain, I mean, look at that. Does that look like a storm that's about to do anything crazy to you? Not really. Not really. That is, I mean, I don't even think that's a storm anymore. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I don't think that's a. Hold on, let me bring this big view. Here, let's go over there. Yeah, there's something looking like a little bit more robust off in the distance there. Something bubbling up over there. Could try to do something. Might not try to do something. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And I'm just being honest. I'd love to tell you guys exactly what would happen today and tomorrow and the next day, but I don't think I just can't. I know what can happen if storms fire in these environments, which means tornadoes and maybe even strong tornadoes, especially tomorrow, where we could see some strong tornadoes. But other than that, it all depends on if the storms can get started and if they can fire. And the only place that they're really doing that right now is in Nebraska, where we have our tornado warning still ongoing, which appears to be a little area of rotation actually developing on this storm. Look at that. Look at that. There is a little something there. That's been hiding there for a little while, but now it's becoming even more evident. On our latest scan, though, it looks like this rotation has said peace out and has left the building there. So maybe we're going to have to wait and look for another one. I'm still looking at a chaser that's in the area, and I'm still not seeing anything that's looking concerning on this storm right now. So I don't know. We shall see. You live just east of it. Well, as long as you're not in the tornado warning polygon, you don't necessarily need to be in your safe spots. So you do got that going for you. Let's see here. What was I going to do? I was going to do something. Oh, yeah, I need to check. See if Paigey Tornado has gone live because she might be around these storms. She is not. As you can see, she has pushed her stream back 30 minutes. Storm Runner Media. When are they going to go live? I don't know. Let's find out. In 30 minutes. Okay. I think he's still in Kansas, though, to be honest. So he might push his stream back a little bit. Oh boy, yeah. It's kind of an interesting day because all the chasers they've decided, well, where they want to chase today, and some of them have picked some decent targets. Kind of like PA Storm Trackers down here. At least he's got some clouds to look at and a little bit of rain to hit his windshield. But everybody else, I don't think we have many chasers in the Nebraska area. Chat, am I cooked? Well, okay, so you're not asking me. I'll just let chat answer that, I guess. Is this near Omaha? It is not. No, this is actually on the other side of Nebraska. If you really try, if you step outside in Omaha and really try to zoom in with your eyeballs out here, you might be able to see something. But no, these are not going to be anywhere close to you. What I just said was kind of a joke. One of the things that I am keeping an eye on, though, for this storm, there does seem to be a little bit stronger winds on the southern side of here. So will that do something? I don't know. I will say the dew point environment out in this area is a little bit dry. If we look out over here, you can see that we got some 60s to its south, 50s to its east, but around the storm itself, looks like it's around 40 degrees, maybe 58-degree dew points. I think the dry line is right in here. So then we got a 58-degree or 56-degree right up here and a 62 down here. So I would assume that this storm is in like 58-degree dew points. So it's a little bit on the dry side, but not impossible, technically speaking. Where is Kearney? And that's a good question. I mean, for chat to be able to figure out, there's Kearney. I found Kearney. So chat, is that guy cooked? Scale 1 to 10? Latest scan on this storm, this southern area of rotation here is becoming a little bit more interesting over here. So I still want Bingham, Ellsworth, and Ashby to be in their safe spots, but it does kind of seem like this storm and this area of rotation is tracking closer to Bingham than anywhere else right now. So watch out there in Bingham. This thing's going to be trying to come a little bit too close for comfort. Looks like I got a tan. I did. I've been playing golf, or at least hitting the driving range. Whenever we have these later days, I can always hit the driving range for at least 2 hours. I've been doing that daily. Like I said, I'm trying to become the real deal at golf. I'm not just hitting the driving range to play with my buddies. I'm gonna be making pars and birdies soon. Y'all are gonna be seeing me on TV playing against McElroy. It's gonna happen. It's not a joke. Kearney rail cam. Yeah, I do not have an agreement with the rail cam people yet. I talked to them on the phone and they said that they would give me a number, and they never reached back out to me. What would you know? Guess I'm just not a high priority. Or you golf, you eat shrimp fried rice with sriracha sauce to give you a protein boost. There you go. That works. Wow. Okay, yeah. This storm seems to be really trying to do something here near Bingham. Let me see what it looks like from a chaser perspective out there. Yeah, the only chaser that I know that was near this storm is no longer really near this storm. So that's gonna be I think that's gonna be the theme of today is the heck's happening with some of these storms because we just won't know. I think it's Ryan Scholl is over here on this road. He's probably going to take a little bit of a road to the west or to the east. And then he's going to have to, I guess, go through the hail core. And by the time he gets to Ashby, maybe he'll be en route there. But man, that's actually some pretty strong rotation over here south and west of Bingham. So if you live in Bingham, watch out. This storm might be pretty close to producing a tornado, and maybe one with some decent strength to it. The good news is, even if I had an agreement with the rail fan cameras, we wouldn't have to be using it for Kearney today, I don't think. Unless some of these storms further down to the south actually fire and become mature storms. Everywhere else, still looking like nothing is happening. It is 6 o'clock too. I mean, once we get about to 8 p.m. on these cap busting days, that's pretty much it usually. And yeah, Kansas is looking pretty good. The soundings out there are looking pretty darn good for you guys. There's still quite the stout cap in place in Kansas, and it doesn't seem like it's going to erode anytime soon. Penny-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds over here in Texas. That's going to be over here near the Lubbock region. Do have some storms trying to get started over here in this region. So if you live over here near Idalou, Roosevelt, and Petersburg, you guys need to be indoors and away from those windows. And then also we have severe weather happening over here in Montana, of all places. Over here near Ashland, Montana, we got 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's moving off to the north and east. John McKinney has a decent funnel on that cell in Nebraska. Yeah, is his son nearby? What about Freddie McKinney? I don't even know how I would. Oh, the heck is this guy looking at? Yeah, let me check some of the other chasers that we have access to. Yeah, Freddie McKinney is pretty far away from the storm in question. Chelsea Dahlman is also pretty far away. Scott Roberts is in Kansas. And Ryan Scholl, the only chaser that I know of that's anywhere near this storm at the moment. Oh, wait, this guy is like right there. All right, someone give me a goal for a Super Chat Gold Day because we're going to be doing one. Some sort of challenge. Oh, boy. That's potentially about to drop here any moment. My goodness. We've got some pretty strong rotation on this storm right now. And so if you live in Bingham, make sure that you are in your safe spots. This storm looks dangerous, armed and dangerous. So I would be getting well away from it and in your safest place as possible. I do have a chaser that is like right next to where this thing is right now. I am watching it very closely. Dan Fitz is on the storm. He's struggling with connectivity at the moment. But if he can get some stable connection looking at the storm, we will pull him up. Yeah, I'm gonna no the not the goal. Like what like in order to do the super chat goal, I have to have some sort of I have to put some sort of like what am I gonna do when we reach it type deal. Um, Best thing I could think of is I will chug an entire glass of water like as fast as possible. That's about the only thing that comes to mind. Latest scan on this storm, still some pretty darn strong rotation on this thing. This thing might be on the ground at the moment near Bingham. Bingham needs to be in their safe spots. Do a mohawk. That would be an insanely high super goal chat that you guys would never reach. Just saying. Make Chazzy do a trick. No, we're not doing that. Challenge max velocity to a golf game. I don't think he'd accept. I think he saw the slow-mo of my golf swing. Yeah, I'm thinking this might be on the ground. Maybe. I mean, I don't see how this wouldn't be on the ground with that much rotation, unless we're dealing with some sort of air contamination. John McKinney, yeah, I don't have access to his stream. Unfortunately, Dan Fitz is in the area. But he is not facing towards the storm right now, so I'm not really sure what his plan is at the moment, but he was just looking at it. How high is the radar looking? Pretty high. I mean, this storm is pretty far away from the storm itself. I think we're, yeah. Oh my goodness. 17,000 feet into the storm. Maybe I take my statement back about that being potentially on the ground. That was a good point. Can we see Chazzy give kisses? No, I don't want to use my dog as a super chat goal. All right, latest update here. Still radar indicated. Still radar indicated with weather spotters still reporting a funnel cloud on this storm. It is on the ground. Check reporter group. Okay, we'll check reporter group. Guessing that is John McKinney. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So it looks like this storm is on the ground at the moment. So if you live in Bingham, I would be in your safe spots. This is a tornado that is on the ground. So make sure that you are in your safe spots. This has been confirmed by a chaser in the area. There is where the tornado would be located, very close to the Bingham area. And I would not rule out that this is a strong tornado or can become a strong tornado. The photo that I saw, though, did not look very much like a strong tornado, but it might grow to that. Mason Harris has it. Yeah, I don't have access to him, I don't think. I have Dan Fitz, who looked like he was on this storm, but he bailed, I think, at the last moment. Freddie McKinney's not there. Chelsea is not there. Scott Roberts is in Kansas. Ryan Scholl is pretty close, but he's playing catch up with the storm at the moment. Yeah, none of the chasers that we have are on this storm. Oh yeah, and this tornado is becoming more condensed now. Again, this is just south. Patrick's partner. Hmm. I don't know. Do I have can I use him? Do we know that if I can use him? Is it like beyond WX? I'm assuming. Yeah, still some pretty strong rotation here south and west of Bingham. Not sure you'll ask. All right. Yeah, we might be able to get a chaser that's in the area. Mason Harris. Chaser. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty skinny NATO at the moment. It doesn't look overly strong, to be honest. But if you live in Bingham, I would be in your safe spots. I am keeping a very close eye on it as we speak. But it's very skinny NATO. Looks to be like near some hills, near the Bingham area. So again, if you live in Bingham, Nebraska, I would still be in your safe spots. Again, this is a kind of slow moving storm. So you still have a decent amount of time to continue to move into your safe spots. This is going to come close to Bingham, and I guess this is, let me see, State Highway 2. And it is still currently on the ground as we speak. All right, latest update here.
New information, this tornado warning has been upgraded.
Tornado warning has officially been upgraded to a weather spotter confirmed tornado, which is still the accurate depiction of this storm. We still have a tornado on the ground here just to the west of Bingham. There's your area of rotation. That is where the tornado would be located. Dude needs to use his windshield wipers. My goodness. Let me see if the Sholinator is any closer. He is not. Still on the ground. Yes, it is still on the ground. Wow. What a view. Man, I mean, it's a small NATO, but it does seem decently strong, actually. Got the first clear view of this storm. It's a little small stovepipe. Wow. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's right out over a field for now, so it remains a cool NATO. But if you live over here near Bingham, if this comes into your area, it will no longer be a cool NATO because obviously there's people in the path. So if you live in Bingham, be in your safe spot still. There's a little skinny, but potentially kind of strong. It kind of looks like it's decently strong. I'm not going to lie. So if you live in the Bingham area, I would be in your safe spots. And this could definitely grow in size too. Again, Storm Chaser Mason Harris on YouTube has a beautiful view of this tornado. Oh, it's roping out. Wow, that was fast. Oh, no, it's still there. Okay, now it's an even skinnier NATO, but still seems to have some decent motion to it. So if you live in Bingham, I would continue to be in your safe spots. Yeah, it's back on the ground. It looked like for a second there, it almost looked like it completely dissipated, but it's still technically there. Yeah, it's very skinny NATO right now, but it could be. I mean, don't let sizes fool you. I mean, at least our rotation on the radar here is still decently strong here. So that could be a pretty potent tornado still, even with its relatively skinny size. I mean, there's a lot of movement around this storm. It's pretty interesting. Wow. Yeah, it's still pretty much just out in the field. It hasn't really moved. Oh wow. Yeah, it looks like it's just cresting this little hill that is just south of State Highway 2. Man, this is a sidewinder tornado and a half too. It's honestly a pretty crazy tornado. Yeah, latest scan here is still has a decent area of rotation on this thing. And thank you, Melissa, for being a member for 4 months. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Getting hammered with hail. That does not surprise me. This mezzo does seem pretty powerful, so it probably has the capability of slinging that hail pretty far around it. Oh, it looks like it's roping out again. What is this guy's signal down scene? What the heck? Just got blindsided by that guy. Okay, it completely roped out. The tornado has lifted, at least for now, but it could definitely try to make its way back onto the ground. So if you're over here near Bingham, still be in your safe spot. There still is a decent amount of rotation on this storm heading up into Bingham. John just rode into the storm and has lost connection. Well, he might be getting some pretty decent hail, so that could be the issue there. The storm does have some. Let me see. Yeah, some 2-inch hail on it. So that's Hennig sized hail. Yeah, latest scan on this storm. Still an area of some rotation on it. Definitely pretty decent rotation, at least aloft. But as far as I could tell, at least by the last look of this storm, it has lifted. But I'm trying to get any new confirmation on it that I can, because I wouldn't count this storm out for producing yet another tornado. Could recycle very easily. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, there's really nothing stopping it, to be honest. It is kind of all in this environment by itself. Yeah, this guy Mason, what's his name? Mason Harris on YouTube. Never heard of him before. This is the first time I've ever heard of him, and he's on this storm. He just caught the tornado its entire life cycle, but his signal down screen is like it says, "Oh heck, we'll be right back," and then it's literally just like a dude sitting there with a rocket launcher pointed at another dude. It makes 0 sense for the stream is down type scene, but it's a thing. And it makes you laugh, I guess. It don't really make sense. The dude obviously has a personality there. Yeah, latest scan on this storm. This storm is coming very close to Bingham now. Still trying to confirm whether or not uh, any of these storm chasers are reporting a new tornado on the ground.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning has been issued, and they still have it as weather spotter confirmed tornado. But that may or may not be accurate. We'll see. Let me see what some of these other chasers are looking at. Okay, it looks like Dan Fitz has popped out on the other side of the storm. Cone on the ground. Okay. Guessing that is John McKinney. It's got that shot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is quite the stout cone on this storm right now, and it's coming very close to Big in Nebraska. You guys need to be in your safe spots. This is a cone tornado that is currently on the ground, and it's got some pretty decent motion. It has got some pretty darn decent motion. This is certainly looking like an even more Oh, did it lift? Might have lifted. I mean, there's still really strong rotation. I'm looking to see if there's any debris. It is not condensed anymore, but it could very well still be on the ground. I think it still is on the ground, about to head into Bingham. And then, yeah, it still appears to be on the ground to me. There is definitely a lot swirling underneath that thing right now. And this is what it looks like. Dan Fitz has got it. There it is. Tornado on the ground here in Nebraska. This is the one that's coming close to Bingham. If you live near Bingham, you need to be in your safe spots. As you can see, this is a cone tornado that is currently in progress. Coming very close to Bingham, Nebraska. I mean, look at that motion. Yeah, and it just did it again. I'm not sure if that was just the fact that his stream is more delayed than Mr. McKinney's stream is. He very well could be, but or that could have just condensed again. Not sure. But the bottom line is that you can see the motion here around this storm. Right above it, that little cone is lifted, but this could easily drop yet another tornado. Or it could still be on the ground. It just might not be a fully condensed tornado. With that amount of motion, it would not surprise me if this thing was still causing damage on the ground right now. This could be a bowl funnel with multi-vortices underneath it, and we just can't see them because they're shrouded by that little hill there. But I mean, look at that motion. That is very strong motion on this bowl funnel here. And again, this is going to come very close to Bingham, Nebraska. So Bingham, Nebraska needs to still be in their safe spots here. Yeah, this thing is still definitely on the ground. You can see the dust getting lifted up underneath it. So it's an uncondensed tornado at the moment, and a pretty large uncondensed tornado, it seems. And this is Dan Fitz. He's from Severe Studios. And wow, He is doing an amazing job capturing this tornado in progress here. And I think we're all sitting here hoping that this misses Bingham. It is making a very close approach to Bingham right now. All right, looks like it might be coming back down as a fully condensed tornado. Again, this is on the ground right now. You can see that dust getting lifted up underneath it. So it's definitely still causing damage. Oh, wow, there's that zoomed in shot. And really the only people in the path of this is Bingham, Nebraska. This is a slow moving storm and it's getting pretty much it's like either just south or very close to Bingham here. Kind of hard to get the bearings. I'm not seeing any buildings underneath this thing. No, that is a tornado. That is on the ground right now, folks.
Okay, I guess.
Looks like he's repositioning while he does that. Let me come over to here. We'll mute him up really quick. That is this storm right here. As you can see, there is your strong area of rotation. We are seeing that very evident here on this storm. It is south of Bingham, moving towards 2 right now. So again, if you're near Bingham, Nebraska, you need to be in your safe spots. Ashby, it's also going to make kind of a close approach to you, depending on where this storm ends up going here. So I'd be in your safe spots there. It should go north of Heinous, though. Should go north of Heinous. Should get another view of this storm here very momentarily as Dan repositions. And this is Dan Fitz. There's that view. Again. Wow. Yeah, it looks like he's going to reposition back over to that road he was on because it's starting to get hidden by these mountains here. I don't think it's lifting. I think it's condensing and then uncondensing. That's what I think what's happening. I think it's been on the ground the whole time, but it keeps on condensing and uncondensing, making it appear like it keeps on lifting every now and then, but it hasn't lifted. I don't think. I think it's been on the ground. We've been seeing that dust swirl underneath it this entire time. So I'm pretty sure it is still on the ground at this moment. Probably a multi-vortex tornado right now. Let me do this. Let me give this guy a refresh because sometimes it gets a little bit behind even on Severe Studios. So I just want to make sure we're at the very most current shot here. It looks like he's going to have to reposition back over to 2. And we have to do it, unfortunately. Jeez Louise, this is going to get, by the way, folks, this is going to get pretty expensive here. Just letting you guys know. But this thing is still definitely on the ground. We have got to switch views here, though, to Ryan Scholl. You just had a view of this tornado. Look at that. On the ground. Very much on the ground still. And it seems bigger than it did before. Wow. Look at that. There it is. Holy moly. That's going to come very close to the Scholinator here. Oh, looks like he lost his stream momentarily. Check back over here with Dan Fitz.
New information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
Tornado warning has been upgraded to now a large and extremely dangerous tornado that is currently on the ground still. This is now a large and extremely dangerous tornado. It is on the ground. Hey, thank you, Megan, for our first. Do appreciate you. If we hit that goal, I'll be chugging an entire thing of water here. Wow, this is back over to Dan Fitz, making a very close approach to this tornado. My goodness, this thing is huge. You can see that the entire wind field there is quite large. We're probably talking about a quarter of a mile on this wind field of this tornado right now. So the whole thing itself is probably about a quarter mile. It's not fully condensed, so it doesn't look like your typical kind of wedge type tornado. And it's also kind of high in elevation here. But yeah, I mean, that wind field is pretty large. Wow, that just wedged out there very quickly. Look at that. Folks, if you are near Bingham, Nebraska, you need to be in your safe spots. This is a large and extremely dangerous tornado that is currently in progress here in Nebraska. Again, you guys need to be in your safe spots. This is a PDS tornado, and it's super weird tornado. It keeps condensing and uncondensing, but that doesn't really matter. You can see that dust getting lifted up underneath this thing right now. And what that means is that it's still causing damage underneath it. This is Ryan Scholl's view of the same tornado from the other side. As you can see, he's got a bunch of cracked windshield in the shot here, but it just gives you a whole nother vantage point of what this thing is looking like right now. And thank you, Joe M, for the 2 out of 10 there on our super chat goal. We got 8 more left to go. Thank you guys so much. Again, we don't take any sponsorships, so those super chat the super chats help us fund and pay for these chasers. They're not cheap. So thank you so much. It looks like we got a police car out there as well. And man, look at this thing. It is still on the ground, getting very, very close to Bingham, Nebraska. Again, Bingham, Nebraska needs to be in their safe spots. This has now got very strong rotation on it. Let's come back over to our radar view. Look at that. Very strong rotation aloft. You see how close that is coming to Bingham. Still be in your safe spots. Next in line, I don't think there's going to be much after this, to be honest, in line. So it's mainly just going to be tornado gazing after this point. But Bingham needs to be in their safe spots. My goodness, it is wedging out again. Look how big that wind field is. It's actually almost reaching to the road right now. Holy moly. This is an extremely dangerous tornado, folks. If you are over here in the Bingham, Nebraska area, you need to be in your safe spots. This is getting dangerously close to you, and this is a very large tornado. As you can see, this thing is completely wedged out here, and that wind field is almost reaching to where that cop is. So that might be the outer circulation or the outer bits of this tornado that is on the ground right now. This could be approaching a half a mile wide, if not maybe even bigger. I'm not going to lie, that wind field seems to be extending quite far out in front of where this tornado is at the moment. And again, this is Dan Fitz. He is from severestudios.net. You guys want to check him out, go over there, click on him, show him some support there. And also, yeah, I mean, holy moly. Wow, look at that. Man, maybe these chasers have got to be careful with these little vortices that could form on the outside edge of this. But that entire little dark mass inside of that little swirling wind field around it, that is a large wedge tornado that is in progress here near Bingham, Nebraska. Please still be in your safe spots. It is not over yet. This thing is a very slow-moving tornado. Until it completely passes you, I want you to be in the innermost interior room of your house. There's many walls in between you and the outside as humanly possible, a tornado shelter or a basement that is underground. And you guys need to be going there. If you're not there, go in there and stay in there. Because again, if you can get underground, that is going to be the safest bet for your survival here. As again, this is a large and extremely dangerous tornado ongoing right now. It looks like Ryan Scholl is man, look how big this. Oh my goodness. I really hope that this misses Bingham, Nebraska. This could be an extremely deadly tornado if you guys are not underground. This is a very large wedge tornado, potentially even getting up maybe a little bit over a half a mile wide at this moment. It's a little bit hard to tell where the outer extent of this tornado is, but I can tell you right now on radar, we're talking about a VROT of near 80 miles per hour. So again, this is on the very strong end of tornadoes. You need to be in your safe spots. This is a very dangerous situation. please respect this. Just stay there until the storm passes. Because again, that entire area is the circulation, I'm pretty sure, just judging by the dust that is swirling out on the outside of this tornado at this moment. So please just stay in your safe spots. It's almost over there in Bingham. It's almost over. Just continue to be sheltered. But my goodness, we are making an extremely close approach to Bingham. There is where Bingham is. There's where that center of circulation is. Can barely even see a debris signature. So maybe, hopefully, it hasn't hit any. Oh my goodness. Here's Ryan Scholl's view on the front side of this thing. And as you can see, it is an absolute wedge tornado here, folks. This is a very dangerous situation. Oh my goodness. I just like this is making such a close approach to Bingham. The good news is if it misses Bingham, I mean, it's just all fields out here. We're not really talking about much impacts to people. So as long as we can get this thing missing Bingham and missing Ashby, Nebraska, then we should be good to go for the rest of hopefully this tornado's lifespan. Hopefully it lifts pretty quickly. Okay, looks like man, this is just those cracks on his windshield are making it nearly impossible to kind of see this tornado. I wish he would move the camera away from the windshield so we can actually see it. But you can still definitely tell there on Ryan Scholl's feed that is still a large tornado that is presently on the ground. And this is what it looks like from the backside of the storm. And you can barely see the right edge. It seems like it's getting rain wrapped a little bit. Wow. This is not good. Not good, folks. You need to be in your safe spots for this storm. This is non-negotiable. We come over here to our radar. You can see on this side, we're talking about 113 miles per hour. On the other side, 64 miles per hour. Again, this is a storm at the current moment with a VROT of 80. Now, we're looking pretty high up into this storm, so it's going to be hard to determine whether or not that is making it all the way down to the surface. But as you can see, the winds here are very strong inside of this circulation. So you definitely don't want to be taking any bets against your life here. You need to be in your safe spots, continuing to be in there for Bingham. It is still very close to Bingham. I'm worried. Oh, we got some damage coming in here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, that tree absolutely got shredded there. That is not good. I'm not seeing any houses there. But you can see that outer circulation is still pretty close to them. If you look off just in the distance, I mean, that outer circulation is still pulling in a bunch of dust from around the area because, again, this tornado is so strong. This is not a weak tornado. Oh, my gosh. Ryan Scholl is literally right next to this thing. What is he doing? He needs to go. Oh, my goodness. He was like right next to that tornado. That kind of scared me for a moment. He was not moving. Yeah, he needs to dip out of there. Yeah, it looks like on the backside of this storm, this thing is almost completely rain wrapped at this moment. We are hoping, or either it's rain wrapped or that entire thing is a tornado. I'm thinking that's just the rain wrapping around it right now. Well, let's come over here. Looks like our chasers are repositioning. And man, this is yeah, I mean that is the definition of what a PDS tornado warning is used for. When you talk about large and extremely dangerous, that was a large and extremely dangerous. And to think that this thing started out as a weak rope tornado, and then quickly wedged out into an absolute monster of a tornado. All right, coming back over here to Ryan Scholl. Looks like he is still very close. Oh, yeah, it's crossing the road right now. You can see that it's crossing the road. There it is. Yeah, unfortunately, Ryan just does not have windshield left here, folks. His entire windshield has just been clobbered by hail for the past couple of days. Wow. Yeah, this is still a very large tornado at this moment. You can see it's taking a while for that entire tornado to pass over this road. It's still over the road right now. Part of it is. Look at that. My goodness. Yeah, that entire the thing that's kind of misleading about this tornado is I think the wind field is a lot larger than the actual tornado itself. It's pretty misleading. But my goodness. It's still on the road. It's that wind field is still on the road. It still hasn't passed over the road completely. Yeah, there it is. There's the left edge of the tornado. It's still like, okay, I think that wind field might be just over the road now. It's like Ryan Scholl is moving in for a little bit of a closer intercept. I thank you, Mr. Utu, for the $5 super chat donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, here's the latest on our storm on the radar here. You can see that we are still getting very strong velocity signatures out of this storm just east of Bingham. This again is still a very large tornado, but I think. Let me check on the radar here. I think this tornado is past Bingham, so Bingham come out of their safe spots, and it's pretty much now completely over a field. But it is still a very large tornado that is on the ground. But it is not. It does not appear to be a threat to life or property at this moment. The next area that's going to be in the path of this, as far as I can tell, is like Castle Lake Drive and Mount Ashby Drive. All right, let me see if, yeah, it looks like they're still hanging out over here. They're getting pelted by hail over there. Yeah, it looks like he's lost service. But again, kind of go over the life cycle of this tornado. At this moment, you can see that it made a very close approach to Bingham. But as far as I can tell, it seems like Bingham got dodged by the worst part of this tornado. So I think Bingham hopefully is okay, unless this, the one thing that we have to keep in mind is given that this, we're looking pretty high up into the storm with the radar right now, this might not be where the actual circulation was. So, hopefully it didn't actually go into Bingham. Bingham is a relatively small town, as you can see, not a whole lot of people. They actually have a public school, though, and there's people that live there. And I'm just really hoping that they are all right. I mean, that was an extremely dangerous situation. That's about that is not. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be close to a tornado at all, but you definitely don't want to ever be that close. But if it missed Bingham, then we dodged a major bullet here in Nebraska for now. But a little bit further down the line, I think most of this area is pretty rural, but there's probably a couple of folks. Yeah, we do have a couple of houses out over here near that road. That's going to make a pretty close approach. Okay, we got another view here from Ryan Scholl. My goodness, let's listen in. Oh my gosh, I think he's in the outer circulation. Yeah, see, the tornado's back over there. But the outer circulation is over him. He's not even near where it's condensed. Those winds are pretty strong where he is at. He's in a dangerous spot here. The tornado is moving away from him, so this should be the peak of the winds. He's also getting pelted by hail yet again. I don't think he's going to have many windshields left after today's chase. Yeah, you can see those winds are really calming down now. But he was very close. I think he was in that outer circulation. Like I said, this tornado is pretty misleading. Although it is a large condensed tornado right now, as you can see, that entire thing is the tornado. On the outside of it, I think the wind field is a little bit larger than what the condensation funnel is letting on here. Yeah, we can't use Nathan, unfortunately.
This thing's insane. This thing's a massive fucking tornado.
Yeah. I mean, for lack of better words, that's the best way to describe it, the way he just said it. Yeah, here's another view from Dan Fitz. He's still on the back side of this, and yeah, you can see that outer circulation reaches all the way out to here. He's got a very clear view of this large tornado. Looks like the backside has become less rain-wrapped. My goodness, that is still a large, large tornado on the ground.
Go ahead and go up there.
It's honestly just, man, there's a train there. I just realized there's a train. That went over a train.
Yep, the whole train.
It's like the train is okay. Hopefully the conductor of the train is all right as well. I don't think it's one of those passenger trains. It looks like one of those. Oh, yeah, look at that. One part of the train got flipped over. Look at that. Uh-oh. It almost lifted that train off the tracks. Wow. And folks, this is still a large and extremely dangerous tornado. But as of right now, it is out over a field. But if you live anywhere along any of these streets that I'm going to name out here, North Ashby and Castle Lake Drive, if you're one of the few people that live there, you need to be in your safe spots, because as you can see, this is not a tornado that you want to mess around with. This is, again, still a large and extremely dangerous tornado in progress. And yeah, I mean, it's honestly a lot bigger than I thought was going to be even possible. Oh, what the heck just happened? Dang, that thing's moving pretty quickly if it went from there to there. What was that? Was that a stream issue? That was weird. I think that was severe on the side of Severe Studios. It looks like oh wow.
Right here.
Mute this guy. Mute Dan really quick. This is what it looks like from Ryan Scholl's perspective. My goodness. It's hard to tell, you know, what part of that is rain wrapped or if all that is tornado. I mean, judging from Dan Fitt's view, it is possible that most of that is tornado, except for probably the right-hand side. So probably from that sign to the left, to that left edge that you can see is probably still the tornado. I think he's in a safer spot, folks. The tornado's moving away from him. No, I don't think it's the whole view. I don't think it's that large. I mean, I think we're dealing with like a half-mile wide tornado. Don't get me wrong, but
is there anyone
if
in
it
that
was,
train?
yeah, everybody's
Well,
worried
see if I
about the
can run
train.
over.
Which there are some train cars kind of moved over there on that thing, so. Oh, let me mute Ryan Scholl really quick. All right, looks like he's going to reposition. Let's go take another look at this storm. It is still got some pretty strong rotation here north and east of Bingham. Still what appears to be some debris getting lofted up, so it's still very much on the ground, as we have seen from all of our perspectives here. Again, this is still considered a large and extremely dangerous tornado for a reason. Now, we're really hoping that it kind of goes over the portion of this road that doesn't really have many folks on it. We kind of go up it. There doesn't really appear to be many houses out here at this moment. So I'm hoping that nobody lives out in that area. But it does seem like there is the Davis Ranch Airport out here. And there might be a couple of folks that live around that airport. Yeah, there is. So those are going to be near Essie Road. And also, yeah, just right around Essie Road near the Davis Ranch Airport, near Goose Lake here in Nebraska. You folks need to be sheltered in place as this tornado is not really showing many signs of weakening at this point, but it does seem like it is occluding maybe a little bit to the north, which might weaken it. So fingers crossed for that. But as of right now, as far as I can tell, this is still a large and extremely dangerous tornado that is still currently in progress. Yeah, it looks like we have lost view of this thing, and as it is completely rain wrapped at this moment. Mic keeps popping. Is my mic popping? Is my mic messing up? Yeah, hopefully it fully occludes and that's all she wrote. Because again, I mean, if we come back and check, I know we've been hyper focusing on this storm, but there really isn't much to look at. The rest of this event appears to have busted here. But I mean, as you can see, all it takes is one storm to take full advantage of this environment, which out here is mainly just a lot of vorticity. Really, not that much shear, which is the surprising part. But the vorticity is pretty high. Yeah, train was derailed by the tornado. Yep. But I forgot to thank somebody. A huge shout out to Cheryl Masters for the $50 donation. And looks like our super chat goal ended. I don't know why that ended. We got to 4. We'll lower it to 5. Oh, because it was set for 15 minutes. Hold on. I didn't even know there was a timer. All right, let me refix that. The celebration for hitting the super chat goal, by the way, is I will chug a whole glass of water. And you might be thinking, wow, that's a pretty weak goal. But we ain't talking a small glass. All right, latest scan here. We are still looking at some pretty strong rotation here north of Bingham, Nebraska. Again, we're here in Nebraska, north of Ugalala, south and east of Shadron, kind of in an area that is thankfully about as low populated as you can get. But there are some folks that do live in and around these roads that are out here. So it's not like it doesn't have zero population. There are some folks that still live out here. Latest tornado warning update here. Looks like we are still dealing with a large and extremely dangerous tornado at this moment. Let's go see Scott Fitz has got any more service back. Yeah, he might have ended his stream. Looks like we just got Ryan Scholl on the tornado right now. These cells about to merge. It does seem like they are about to. Yeah, there is one off to its east near Heinous. This one has 2-inch hail on it. Thank you, CO Core, for the $2. Oh, I will. I will chug. It will happen. And I will do it. I'll try to do it as fast as I can. Sounds like it could be bad, and I hope it's not. It's going to be kind of like today. Not going to lie. I would give it a little bit bigger chances of happening up here into this area, but there is a scenario where we might not just see much at all. Maybe a couple of tornadoes to watch out for. But, this storm is a great example, I think, of what could happen tomorrow if we do get initiation. We could have multiple tornadoes like that tomorrow. That's kind of the environment that we're dealing with, but it's conditional due to the fact that, there's going to be a capping inversion in place, and the storms are going to have to break through that in order to initiate. And, the capping inversion is literally impossible to forecast and to understand. It's just, you need so much more data, and we just don't have all that. Hey, thank you, Jake, for the $20 donation. We are now 1 of 5. So we got 4 more super chats left, and we'll be chugging that water. Thank you, guys. Again, we don't do sponsorships. It's your guys' donations that pay for everything. Pay for the radar program, pay for the storm chasers, pay for me to live, and I do appreciate it big time when you guys do that. If today can do this, I don't understand why tomorrow can't. I mean, it totally could. This area has a decent amount of forcing. The cap's going to be pretty stout tomorrow, according to a lot of the different models. But some models do, convect storms, and some models don't. I think regardless, the thing that we are going to be seeing tomorrow is this complex of storms eventually moving up into like the northern Minnesota area. That's going to be causing some damaging winds and maybe some QLCS tornado threats along that line. The big question mark, though, is right out over here. Let's go bring up our outlook just for reference. Is right out over here. I mean, we have this moderate risk out here, and this is one of the biggest areas in question. Pretty much the entire moderate risk in the enhanced risk.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, new tornado warning has been issued over here. That's going to be for this storm. Tornado warning is in progress for this storm. Let's go look at the details here. Yeah, definitely maybe a little area of rotation there, broad area of circulation. It's a little bit weird looking at this moment, but that could be something. That could be something there. Might be just some light precip, just giving us enough data there to consider that legitimate rotation there. Let's come back over here. Oh, yeah. Look at that on the right side. Is that it? That looks like a tornado on the right side of the screen. Here from Ryan Scholl.
We're all good. Deborah, thank you for the $10 PayPal.
And that definitely seems to either be like a droplet on the windshield or potentially still a tornado down. Or maybe I don't know. Because it looks like on the left side, that should be where it is. But it also looks like on the right side, that looks pretty suspicious back over there. But we also could be looking over a hill, and that might be obscuring our view a little bit. Thank you, Robert, for the 20. I do appreciate that. We are now 2 out of 5. Thank you so much. But yeah, this is the latest view. You can see still got a lot of spin in this atmosphere. Definitely would not let your guard down. And it looks like John Fitz has got his stream back up here. He is still struggling for service. Pagey ever went live? What about Storm Runner Media? No, they did not. 2025 has just been absurd. Yeah, I mean, I think this has been one of the most, I think one of the craziest tornadoes that have happened this year. Thankfully, it didn't really, doesn't seem to have impacted Bingham, but I'm going to hold my tongue on that until we get more information. But it really does seem like that tornado might have been like the most intense, one of the more intense tornadoes of the year. And thank you, Terry, for the 10. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That was Lake City level, potentially even bigger. I don't know. I mean, that velocity signature was super intense. The only thing that, makes me question some of the data here is that we're looking so high up into the storm. But I mean, there's still a pretty tight couplet on this tornado warned storm at this moment. So very well could easily, yeah, there's debris still getting lofted up under there. We still definitely have a tornado on the ground at this moment. The thing about that made this tornado unique was that wind field. That wind field was very wide. Failed occlusion, yeah, it looks like it did fail. And it's clearing out that inflow again, so it looks like this storm is probably going to sustain itself for a pretty decent amount of time here. And thank you, Tanya, for becoming an EF3 member. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully, we've given you a little bit of information on this storm that was helpful. I don't know. Do we have anybody in chat that's from Bingham, Nebraska? Do we help anybody like actually near this tornado? Let me check out Connor's stream real quick, see what it looks like from his perspective, just to get an update on what this thing is looking like. Oh yeah, he doesn't have it on stream. He's just looking at what Ryan's looking at, just a dark mass. I mean, that whole thing could technically be a tornado, but I don't. It's not far-fetched to believe that, but he's looking at the same thing that he's pretty much in the same area that Ryan Scholl is in. So the view is exactly like this. So is that all tornado? We don't really know. I don't think it's completely far-fetched to believe that's all tornado, but at the same time, we got that hill in front of us. Can't really tell what's happening on the surface right now. That could just be the top of the mezzo. I mean, there's definitely still a tornado on the ground at this moment, but Is this all tornado or is it a little bit of a tornado? Kind of looks like maybe the left side. That also looks like a crack on his dashboard, so maybe not. I mean, on his windshield. Trying to get another view here from Dan Fitz, as he's been. Yeah, it looks like his service went down again. All right, latest update on our tornado warning. We're still observed here and now upgraded to a 3-inch hail on this storm, and it is still a confirmed and large and extremely dangerous tornado still on the ground here north of 2. People complained in Ohio that this is only going to be rain. No, Ohio could definitely see some pretty intense severe weather on day 3. Guys got an enhanced risk out there. Could get a little bit dangerous, so I'd be weather aware out there, no doubt. Yeah, latest scans here. We are still dealing with very strong winds inside of this storm. I still believe that this is on the ground currently. You see right there, there's our area of rotation. We come over to here. It's like we're dealing about 90 miles per hour on this side, 41 miles per hour on this side. That's about 131. So that would be about 65 VROT. So still a pretty strong tornado in progress. Now north of 2, still moving up generally to the north and east at this moment. Seem to have stalled there, like right just north of 2 for a little bit, and then now is starting to track pretty efficiently back up to the north and east. Going to be making just north of Ashby there, and then back over here checking in on this area of rotation. Look at that. This one is also starting to tighten up here. It would not surprise me if this one also produces a tornado, and maybe can't even rule out this storm to its south producing a tornado as well. If it can get fully organized before, let's see if it's going to actually, yeah, it looks like it's going to try to merge into these storms. So if it can fully mature before then, Heinous might have to watch out over here in Nebraska for this more southern storm. Gonna keep on checking back in with Dan. Okay. Looks like he's near it again. Let's listen in. Dang it. His stream service is struggling. And maybe you can see some dust still getting pulled in from this view here as well. Okay, Ryan Scholl is pretty much on the same road that Dan Fitz is on. And his windshield is so cooked, man. You can barely see anything. My goodness. We'll keep an eye on his stream, but as I can tell, we can't get a complete visual yet on this storm, but storm chasers are rerouting to get closer here. So we should get another good look at it. Latest scans here on the storm. Looks like we are still dealing with some elevated winds with this 70 on that side, about 50 on the other side. So still around 60 to 65 VROT, still indicating a pretty dang strong tornado. And this one is still continuing to strengthen here as well. Either is very close to or producing a tornado at this moment. Wouldn't rule out injuries on that train? Yeah, absolutely not. I definitely would not rule it out. Because there's people driving the train. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Okay, so we just got a report. The main part of the train that got hit, folks, was unfortunately the part of the train where the conductor is. My goodness. I don't think that guy was was watching my stream, unfortunately. Man, what do you even do when you're in a train? I mean, all you can do is slam on the brakes. That's the tail end of the train, you think? I don't know. I would have had to seen it in motion. Yeah, it's either that's a good point though. It could technically be the tail end of the train. It looks like what would be the front end of the train, but it could also be the tail end. All right, we just got a new update on our tornado warning off to the west. Still no confirmation on whether or not this thing is on the ground, but it would not surprise me. And look at this. We actually have two areas of some decent rotation on this storm now. So we could be about to see two tornadoes form at the same time with this storm off to the north and east. So watch out over here to the north. Again, we don't have any cities to warn, but we have a street out here that's North Whitman Road. If you live in North Whitman Road, you guys need to be in your safe spots again. We got multiple areas of rotation within this storm, and this one appears to be our main dominant circulation that probably has the highest chance of producing a tornado at the short term, as our velocities are picking up quite a bit for that area of circulation. Back over here with this storm, looks like we're getting even stronger V-rots again, 104 on this side. Looks like about 55, so that would be about 160. We're back up to an 80 V-rot tornado, which again is very elevated, strong winds still within this storm. I mean, that's, again, at the higher end of tornado that you can get when you look at radar. You typically don't very often see higher than 80 V-rot. It does happen, don't get me wrong, but you don't necessarily see that very often. It's pretty rare to see a storm get have that high of a V-rot. And again, this is still a very dangerous tornado. Looks like Ryan Scholl has a view on it. There's the left edge of the tornado right there, if I'm not mistaken. I think we'll have a better view once he crests over this hill. Oh, yeah, look at Dan Fitz's view. He's already crested that hill, and there it is. There's the tornado yet again. See that left edge? That is the tornado. And this is still a large and extremely dangerous tornado, undoubtedly. Even potentially a violent tornado. This thing has been on the ground for almost about 20 minutes, almost like 20 to 30 minutes at this point, and it has not stopped. So we're also talking about a long track tornado at this moment. A train was hit by a very large and dangerous tornado, and so we're trying to figure out what the heck is going on with that train, because we want to know if the train driver was impacted or not. That's the left edge of the tornado, and you can see that entire collar cloud kind of around it is rotating. Like the entire updraft of this storm is rotating very quickly. Again, these V-rot measurements that we're taking of this storm are pretty high up there. So, yeah, the motion is insane on this tornado, undoubtedly. Again, this is about as powerful as a tornado that you can get, according to radar. And we're fortunate right now that it's over a field, but if this thing continues to be on the ground for much longer, there is an airport that is pretty close to getting hit. It's a small one. Oh my gosh. No way. That entire thing is the tornado? Is that right?
It's not nearly as straight up and down as it was.
That can't be right. I mean, there's the right edge right there. That might be a mile-wide tornado. Folks, I think we're looking at a mile-wide tornado right now. Potentially even bigger than a mile wide. This is the biggest tornado we have seen this year, undoubtedly. We just saw the right edge there for a second.
It's like a mile.
This is at least a mile wide. And the storm chaser just said it himself, too. He thinks it's a mile wide, too.
Yeah, that whole thing is it's huge.
Yeah, that whole thing. We saw the right edge for a second. That whole thing is a tornado. Again, this is a V-rot of 80 V-rot, okay? So again, this is about the upper end of tornadoes. This could easily be an EF4, EF5 tornado if there was actually buildings that this tornado impacted. I mean, you guys saw that thing I posted in chat. It threw, or it didn't throw, but it flipped over quite a decent portion of a train, which is hard to do. So this is definitely as you guys can tell, a very large tornado that we just saw the left and the right edge there.
There's a lot of guys out here. I don't know what they're reporting. I just kind of been busy. So.
This is crazy. Yeah, Ryan Scholl unfortunately still has those cracks, but thankfully we have we got Dan Fitz out there as well, who is giving us a unfettered view of this storm. I mean, he has chased this beautifully and has really allowed us to see what this storm is like. Yeah, there we go. We're still talking about an 80 VROT, maybe 83 VROT now. Okay, that is even stronger than what it just was. So we're even stronger. Also, back over here, still some pretty decent rotation on this guy. Still would not surprise me. Do we have any confirmation? No confirmation yet that this one's on the ground, but it definitely has, I mean, I would say a pretty good possibility that that amount of rotation is either a rapidly rotating wall cloud at this moment, has a funnel on it, or maybe even is a tornado.
A new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, new PDS tornado warning. So we're still talking about, unsurprisingly here, a large and extremely dangerous tornado still in progress. The movement of our rotation is moving more kind of to the north and east here, coming very close to, what is this road again? Ashby Road. We want to search to see if there's any folks in the path of this. Oh my goodness. How close is that? I'm going to keep this dot on the map there. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's going to make a very close approach to those houses. What road is this? It's just off of Ashby Road. And we got a couple of, maybe like a property or something out here. It looks like either a couple of houses or hopefully, an abandoned farmhouse. But if you live in that little area there, you need to be in your safe spots. And then also, it's going to make a pretty close approach to Davis Ranch Airport here in Nebraska. Yeah, it looks like our tornado view is getting shrouded yet again by rain. But I mean, even the scud around this storm is rotating with this mesocyclone at the moment. I mean, yeah, I mean, if there's storm chasers out there, you definitely don't want to get too close to this thing. I mean, that wind field before, when it just started.
New information, this tornado warning has been upgraded.
We just got a confirmation now on this tornado warning. This is on the ground at this moment, moving up to the north. Again, no cities to call out here, but if you live near North Whitman Road, north of State Highway 2 here in Nebraska, you need to be in your safe spots. And we're still watching this storm to the south of Hyannis. Oops, something's back in that rain. No, never mind. I thought I saw like a left edge. Oh, yeah. Is that the left edge of it? Might be the left edge of the tornado there. Just barely in the rain. Tornado emergency? Yeah, probably not. It's not as tornado emergencies are, they're issued, when there's a significant population in the path of a storm. I mean, if this was like going into Hyannis, this would probably, I don't know, how big is Hyannis? I don't know. I don't even know if they'd issue a tornado emergency for Hyannis. I mean, it doesn't really matter what it's classified at if you're asking me. The PDS tornado warning is good enough in my opinion. All right, let's look at the latest VROTs on the storm. Yeah, still talking about 90 knots there. Yeah, looks like it's gotten a little bit weaker, but still pretty darn strong at 145 miles per hour added together, divided. That's about 170 VROT. We're still talking about a very strong tornado moving very close to this. Okay, so these houses are near Melvin Lake. This house right here. This is why there's a blue dot. There's some folks that live there. And I don't know how we're going to get in contact with them. We probably will not be able to, but it's so strong. Yeah. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is a very strong tornado, and at this moment, it is completely rain wrapped, as far as I can tell. Oh no, wait, that might be the left edge. Again, clearing out of the rain here on Ryan Scholl's stream. Kind of looks like the left edge there. Let's listen in, see what he's saying.
Holy! Huge tornado! Getting slammed with hail here.
I can barely see through the cracks. Yeah, I think that is the left edge of the tornado there. Oh my goodness. Look at that. And that's just the scud. I think that's the collar of the storm, and the tornado itself is still rain wrapped. Thank you. A dog named. Let me get the full name there. Dog named Pistachio. Aw. Thank you so much for that $20 donation. Thank you so much. We're 4 out of 5, folks. One more $10 donation and above, and we will hit our goal, and we'll have funded these storm chasers that we are using right now. A huge shout out to everybody that has donated. You guys have paid for these storm chasers yourselves, so thank you. We all came together, and we were able to get that warning out as good as possible. Oh, no. Man, this is getting really close to those houses. Really close to those houses. And keep in mind, there's also 3-inch hail inside of this storm right now as well. So it's not just a large tornado, it's very large hail. Oh my gosh, is that it again? That might be the right edge of it. Man, it's just crazy how like all the clouds around this are rotating around this tornado. And thank you, Lisa, for the $10. I do appreciate that. We hit our goal. Thank you so much. Eric Hendricks, welcome to the Windy members, and welcome to the Fry family. That is crazy. Yeah, I think Ryan Scholl's pretty dang close to this. You can't really make out any detail, but it does seem like there's some pretty decent winds around him. Yeah, he's a little close, it seems. There goes his... I'm trying. I think he's the closest out of all of these chasers right now.
Look at the tail. Okay.
There's too much hail.
Cloud back there, wrapping around like crazy.
Yeah, every single cloud that is around this tornado at the moment is getting pulled into the center of circulation. It is honestly a little bit baffling what this storm has done here. Oh my goodness. 98.4 on this side, 68.2. So yeah, we're back over to an ADV rot yet again. Back over to an ADV rot. Almost at 85. That is crazy. This is still a very, very strong tornado coming very close to the folks that live. Oh my goodness. They're getting hit by the outer circulation right now. Hopefully they are in their safe spots. What road is this again? Near Ashby Road. It's a very rural area, but there are some folks that live out here. And this tornado is coming very close to there. Man, I sure hope they have adequate safe spots. New update here with this storm. Still appears to be some decent circulation, most likely still on the ground, pulling up again close to North Whitman Road. Storm near Hyannis seems to be struggling at the moment. Hopefully this little merger kind of throws a wrench in these storms, and we can see them dissipate here shortly. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see the left edge right there. There's the tornado. It's hard to see with all the glass broken, but on the left side there
Look at the left
of
edge.
the road.
Look at the left edge on that.
There's the left edge.
Look at the left edge.
And there is no right edge to be seen.
Huge tornado in front of us. Whoa! Look at the left edge. Monster wedge.
Oh my God. He is very energetic.
Oh my gosh, look at that thing.
Reports of a wedge east of Haines.
Wow!
Oh yeah, there it is. You can see it clearly. There's the left edge of the tornado.
Kidding me right now?
This is still a large and extremely dangerous tornado right now.
Look at the left edge on that thing. Oh my gosh.
This thing is huge still. It is still a very large tornado.
That is a mega wedge. Probably. Yeah, that's a mega wedge.
I mean, yeah. If you're ever going to use the word mega for anything, I think it would be, I think it's kind of,
I can't get any good footage.
I think you can
because
use that for this
everything's freaking
storm.
broken.
Is that a horizontal
Oh my
vortice?
god! This thing's massive!
Is that a horizontal vortice on the left?
Oh my gosh!
It looked like a vortice. I couldn't tell if that's like a second tornado itself or just a very large horizontal vortice on the left side.
Tornado.
Yeah, I mean, there's still no right edge in sight. I'm trying to find the right edge, but I think it goes all the way across the screen. Wow.
I don't see the right edge.
All right, it kind of looks like it's occluding on radar. Let's go back. We just got a new radar scan in. Let's go back over here and check in on that. Let me get the old Scholinator back up here underneath me. Yeah, we got our latest radar scan in. Still at about 90 knots there. Yeah, I mean, we're still at around 75 VROT. So this is still, oh my gosh, look at that. There's the completely exposed left edge there. You can completely see it there for a moment. He's about to take another right turn. Should be seeing it again here shortly. Yeah, there it is. There's the left edge of this still large and very dangerous tornado. Wow. Where's the right edge? Okay. I see a collar cloud there, and I think that wraps around it a little bit. So I think the right edge is embedded in the rain. I think we're, oh my gosh, a cow just crossed the road right in front of Ryan. There's cows out here. Bro, can you imagine being a cow here? That would be like, what do you do? Is that Connor Croft with his little taped up back window? I think that's Connor Croft. Poor soul. He's driving back in the hail again. Pretty sure that's Connor Croft. I don't even think he's got a left. I don't even think he's got a left headlight. All right, latest scan over here just came in. Let's go check the latest VROTs. Yeah, still 90 miles per hour there. 82 miles per hour on the other side. Whoa. I think we have to take them from close to each other, but I mean, that would be our highest reading yet. 170 VROT, 85 or 85 mile per hour VROT there. Did it hit that house? Did it hit those? Oh my goodness. Oh, I really hope nobody lives in here, bro. Someone needs to check on these folks. Someone needs to check on these folks. They just took a direct hit by one of the stronger sides of this tornado. That is not good. Someone needs to check on those folks. Let's go check back over here with this tornado. Yeah, it looks like this is still potentially in progress, moving up toward the north and east, right along still North Whitman Road. See what this guy's up to. Okay. Oh my gosh. I think he's in the outer circulation again. What is he doing? He is very close. Okay, no, never mind. It was just foggy. I think that's hail fog wrapping around the storm. I thought that was the outer circulation, but I think it's just hail fog. I was like, hold on, you're a little close there. But yeah, that's just hail fog.
Thing's so wrapped in rain, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only houses that are kind of along this road this tornado just hit. So somebody needs to go check on those houses. All this hail and rain, most people probably won't even know to check on them. Saying it's 2 miles wide, I wouldn't rule it out. At some point, it could have been. I mean, this has been a very large tornado, but we haven't. When we had a really good view on it, it was at least a mile and a half wide before it got rain wrapped.
Pretty much stalled on the road in front of us.
Thank you, Spicy Mike, for the 10. Locomotive weighs about 400,000 pounds. After you did the math. Is that just the front part of that, Spicy Mike, or is that like the actual like the whole train itself? Like, where's that weight measurement coming from? As you can see, our circulation has gotten rain wrapped again. Let me see if Dan Fitz. Yeah, Dan Fitz seems to be relocating at the moment, and our tornado is completely rain wrapped at the moment. Still pretty strong winds. Doesn't look as strong as it was, but we're still definitely dealing with a large and extremely dangerous tornado, especially when you're still talking about 70 V-rot on this storm. I mean, even where it's at right now, it's still at an intensity that is stronger than most tornadoes that we have seen this year. For one single locomotive, wow. So you said takes to tip over the engine. You mind sending me that math? Yeah, 165 miles per hour to 175 miles per hour. I mean, that's gonna be very strong tornado. That might be how this storm gets rated, just by off that train, or these houses over here. I just really hope somebody noticed that there's houses over there and somebody's checking up on them. I think Ryan Scholl is actually pretty darn close to where those houses are right now. So maybe if he's like done chasing the storm because it's too rain wrapped, maybe he could, go back over there and check in on them just to make sure that they're okay. Because that's kind of, in these rural areas, it's kind of easy to forget about those folks that are, that are out in the middle of nowhere. But I think that, I would assume the police and stuff know about them. If it's just a farm, they probably won't check in on it. But if it's like an actual, house with people in it, I'm sure they will. Robbie Road off of Ashby. I'm gonna find it again. It's like right up. Yeah. I don't see the name. I mean, it just got hit by the circulation. It's like one of the only roads that goes off to the left off of this road. And as you can see, there are some buildings in this area. I don't know if that's farmhouse or like just farmland with some buildings, or if that's like a legitimate residence where people are at this moment. If it is, they most likely just took a direct hit by this tornado, because as I push this back and then pause, yeah, you can see it was right there. And that was right before them. And then it just went through that area and is now off to the north and east of that area. So hopefully we can get some information on those folks. I mean, again, this is about as rural as it gets in any state, but there are some folks that live out here. And the next kind of area in line for this tornado is going to be back over here near SE Road, where we have more houses that are in the path of this storm. So it's not the middle of nowhere. There are people that do live right here just north of SE Road that still needs to be in their safe spots. This tornado is going to make a very close approach. And we might have another circulation developing on the right side of it now as that moves up to the north and east. So area over here near Davis Ranch Airport needs to be in their safe spots at this moment. That is another strong area of circulation developing, and this one is occluding. This area of circulation might die off here, and then this one might become our main circulation later on, and it might already be pretty darn close to producing a tornado at this moment. Back up to here, we kind of have the same situation ongoing. We have an area of rotation back over here and another area of rotation back over here. Let me check to see. Yeah, we're still weather spotter confirmed tornado on that storm there. And this storm over here near Hyannis, still keeping a close eye on it. Doesn't seem to be producing much rotation on it just yet, but still definitely keeping a close eye on it. It could be 3 tornadoes. Over here, probably, I don't know. It seems like only 2. If you're like counting this storm, yeah, then that would be, approximately 3 to 4 tornadoes, either really close to being on the ground or on the ground simultaneously. You explain the math, you don't want to do that. Well, we'll just trust you. I mean, 165 to 175 knots, 175 miles per hour lines up with what we were seeing on radar. Which means that, even though we were looking higher up in this storm, that circulation was making it down to the ground there. Yeah, latest scans on our more southern threats. Yeah, we have officially, I would say, completely busted out over here into Kansas and southern Nebraska. It's just these storms for now, and probably for the rest of the night. What was the street name? I don't have the street name. Let me look on Google Maps. I'll be able to locate it from that, I think. Google Maps. I guess that'd be near Hyannis, Nebraska. They do a satellite view. That goes to there. There's Ashby. There's Ashby Road. Let me try to triangulate this. Oh, this is gonna be tough. It's hard to find this road in general, but okay, so that's like there after it turns right and then goes up. Turns right and then like goes up. That it? Oh. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah. That's a house. That's Robbie Drive. That's definitely a house right there. Got cars out there. This picture was taken a while ago, so our only hope is that these folks have moved out since then, but it seems like pretty decent. Yeah, and some other, maybe another house over here, more like a trailer. But yeah, unfortunately, it did go right over these houses. So somebody definitely needs to check in on these folks. Yeah, I got some hay bales, so probably farmland. So maybe there's a chance that like they come out here seasonally and they weren't there. But I mean, I still believe that they need to be checked in on. APU used to push the train from behind. Yeah, I hope so. All right, latest scan here are our main circulation here, at least at this moment, appears to be still pretty strong. And we have another area just to its right that still appears to be pretty strong. So potentially 2 tornadoes on the ground at the same time. This one, though, I will say it is looking a little bit more broad, but that circulation is pretty strong for broad circulation. So still wouldn't rule out a tornado with this guy further up to the north. Let's go check back in with our other chasers. It's going to take them a while to kind of come out of this area because they got really close. I think Dan Pitts, I'm trying to figure out what road he's on. If he takes a left, I think he's taking a left on 61. Yeah, 61 was to his left, but he just drove past it. Maybe he's trying to chase that southern one south of these guys. And I think Ryan Scholl is trying to make it back to the road at this moment. Make sure we're current on him. Yeah. So he's probably going to try to make it over there to 61 because, you know, our new circulation is about to develop just off of 61. Oh, no. Yeah, it looks like this little area of stronger rotation that very well could be a tornado on the ground. Again, it's over in the middle of nowhere. We haven't seen a concentrated debris ball with this storm the entire time. So it is pretty, I wouldn't say 100% be able to assume that this is on the ground, but if you live over here near the Dan Davis
A new
Ranch
tornado
Airport, I would
warning
be in
has
your
been
safe
issued.
spots. A new tornado warning has now been issued for our southern storm that is radar indicated rotation. So no reports that this guy is on the ground yet. I'm not seeing any solid areas of rotation with this north of Hyannis, but we're still keeping a close eye on it. Could eventually try to do what some of its neighbors has done here. And I think we're about to get some sort of Fujiwara effect happen here. We have 3 rotating storms next to each other. We're probably about to see a lot of weird motion with these tornado warned storms. Let me see where if my other chasers went live. KG Tornado should be live. Video is unavailable. Oh, she did not even get her stream going. Let me see for Storm Runner Media. Is waiting for Storm Runner Media at 7 p.m. It's 8:10. Did they never go live? Or did they push it back? It still says 7 p.m. I don't know what's up with that. Erratic storms like that are the worst. Yeah. No, I would not be surprised to see some increasingly deviant motion with some of these areas of rotation. All right, latest scan here. We're still dealing with potentially a stronger tornado, but definitely not as strong as what we were seeing before. Currently on this storm, we are seeing about a
A new tornado
45
warning has
V-Rock,
been issued.
so about half the strength as what it was. And we just got a new extension here of this tornado warned storm. That is off towards the north, towards Red Willow Lake. If you live in and around the Red Willow Lake area, definitely need to be in your safe spots. Find into a mega storm. Thankfully, that's not how storms work. Tomorrow will be even worse. There is a potential for that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be more wind shear out there. You know, it's going to be kind of, I wouldn't say super similar, but definitely, you know, there's going to be an environment out there that is potentially going to be capped. But if we get any storms that fire, they could act pretty similar to what these storms just acted like. So, you know, if you live out over into this risk for tomorrow over there in the Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, all the way up into northern Iowa, Minnesota, and parts of Wisconsin, almost all of Wisconsin, actually, you guys need to be weather aware. You know, this is the bottom line. There is a chance you might not really see much of anything if the cap holds. But you know, in my mind, I'm thinking of it's more like a 70% to 30% chance, or to 30% chance. So a 70% chance that we do see storms, 30% chance that we get like pretty much just a complete bust with this event. So those are kind of my thoughts right now. I'm leaning more towards initiation, honestly, more than I was leaning for today, because there should be more forcing, and the cap should erode due to that forcing. Iowa could be cooked. I guess, you know, we'll see. Hopefully not. It's definitely a possibility that parts of Iowa do get cooked tomorrow. All right, latest scan with this storm. Looks like our rotation is still getting weaker and weaker. This storm, this tornado, though, is most likely still on the ground, and it is about to move over, I think, where another cluster of houses are. Yeah, we got another cluster of houses here north of SE Road. So if you live there, you need to continue to be in your safe spots. And also, I'd still be in your safe spots over here near the Davis Ranch Airport. What times? They shouldn't get started until nighttime. If we can get these tornado warnings to expire, then we'll do like a full forecast. We'll do a complete forecast for you guys, I promise. A lot of fields in Iowa. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fields, not a whole lot of trees. So if anything does happen there, we're going to have chasers in the area. So the good news is that we'll be able to give you guys not only that radar coverage, but also the views of the storms as they happen. So that's what we're hoping to be able to accomplish tomorrow, to really get that warning out. Because again, some folks they do need that extra push. Even if you're somebody that doesn't necessarily take shelter until you see the tornado. If you were watching the stream today and you lived over there near, Bingham, I'm sure those kind of folks would have taken shelter by looking at the stream for sure. Because, unless they're just really, really stupid. Will I be live tomorrow? Yes, I will absolutely be live tomorrow. We'll be live. We'll be covering it. We'll be giving you guys all the latest information. We'll be looking at the SPC hourly meso data. We'll be breaking down the storms in as nerdy as a way possible. We'll probably be live a couple of hours before the event even starts, to be honest, or maybe like an hour before. There's a funnel near Hyannis. Really? Let me update this. Not seeing anything there. Let me come over here to Ryan Scholl. Yeah. All right. We hit our hour limit on these two guys. Oops. They're still on this scene here. There we go. But yeah, huge shout out to everybody that helped us hit that goal to afford both of those chasers for an hour. Thank you so much. There was a big cone, like 20. Oh yeah, no, we were watching it live on stream. It was extremely dangerous environment. Man, this rotation over here is turning into the real deal. It seems like, yeah, we potentially have yet another large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground with this northern storm here. Doesn't have that classification yet, but that velocity signature is starting to increase. Oh, don't worry, I'm about to hydrate. Their super chat goal was me chugging this entire thing, which we will do as soon as we get at least, even if we have tornado warnings ongoing, I will do the challenge. But we have to see these rotations start to die off. This one looks like, wow, after all this time, that most likely is not on the ground anymore, folks. Thank goodness. What a freaking crazy storm. I just cannot believe what we just witnessed. I thought tornadoes might be possible in Nebraska, but I wasn't really prepared for that. I honestly don't really know what just happened. There must just be an insane amount of vorticity because these storms are in 25 knots of shear. Let me check the vorticity. Vorticity is not even that high. It would have just been an extreme mesoscale accident. There's a lot of 3 cape in the area. It doesn't fully explain. Let's look at the 700 millibar. Yeah, 700 millibar winds are weak. 850 millibar winds are weak. It's an environment that would support a tornado, but a tornado like that. What about our storm relative velocity? Maybe that's the key. Yeah, there's about 400 storm relative velocity in this area, so that might have been what it was. About 400. That's enough to support a large and extremely dangerous tornado. Did it ever reach 200 miles an hour? No. The VROT though got up to 80 knots, 85 knots at one point. But again, we were looking at that, above the ground, so that might not be what happened at the surface. But as far as I can tell, due to our damage, it might have been up to 160 miles per hour. Because again, it takes a lot of force to push over a train. Those things weigh a lot. We're talking about like 400,000 pounds on those suckers. They're not just like a piece of cardboard that gets lifted up by a storm. Those storms, those trains are hard to push over. All right, latest scan on this storm. Got, again, another area here of some very strong rotation moving up towards the north and east. Here again, kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's coming very close to Red Willow Lake, near Cobble Road. Let's check to see if we got any folks out here. Yeah, we do have some people here near Cobble Road, where that intersects with these roads out here. I don't know what they're called, but if you live on the northern end of Cobble Road, you know I'm talking about you. It's like it's like where Cobble Road intersects Cobble Road. So if you drive through Cobble Road and then you get off on Cobble Road to go into your house, you are in the path of this strong developing circulation here. Wow. What are we talking about on this storm here? 50 there, 50 and 60 there in our strongest touching pixels. So that's about a 50 something V-ROT. Not as strong as that other tornado, but that still could easily be a strong tornado there. It looks like we just got an update on here. We are still confirmed tornado on the ground at this moment. I'm keeping my eye on the chasers. We have to use any of them again. We can do another goal, maybe. But they're going to have to do a lot of catching up to catch up to this storm up here because a lot of them are over there near 61. They're going to have to come all the way over here to Whitman. You wouldn't even be able to chase this thing near Whitman. So the only way we would ever be able to see this storm again, just based off of the roads, is if we had a chaser for some reason on West Drive Valley Road. So someone that's like positioned out in front of it, which we do not have at this moment. I mean, tornado pre-rating. Yeah, that's what pre-rating means. Talking about what the potential velocities might have been just based off of, what we saw. I don't think that's a bad thing. Trying to say that you think it was this or that. We're not talking about what damage it did. We're talking about, well, I guess we kind of are talking about what damage it did since it hit that train, pushed it over. But I mean, I think there's some pretty solid science and math behind the types of winds that it takes to push that over. And we saw one pushed over. So that is an indication. Our V-Rod is an indication. But again, we're not going to know that I will tell you right now, unless that house that was off over here was a well-built house, we will never know how strong this tornado really was, as it pretty much was in the middle of nowhere. People that were on Ashby Road are all accounted for. Where'd you hear that, Mike Jones or Mike Johnson? You consider pre-rating just trying to communicate in tornado language? I mean, it's fair enough. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. I mean, I will never pre-rate a tornado. But, if people do, I mean, it's a little bit insensitive, I guess. I'm more worried about those folks over there near Ashby Road trying to get information on them. Your ex-brother-in-law is the fire department in Hyannis. Okay. Is there like actually a scanner feed out in that area? Let me see if I can get a scanner feed. But it sounds like the folks on Ashby Road are accounted for. But that wasn't Ashby Road, actually. It's what road was that? I don't think that doesn't. I think it was Robbie Road. Ooh, hiccup. I think it was Robbie Road, right? That those folks lived on. All right, latest scan on this storm. Looks like our rotation might be broadening out a little bit. There still is a tight little area of circulation here on this side of the storm. Broader circulation, maybe two little tight areas inside of there, or that could just be like a little bit of a radar issue. Not exactly sure. And thank you, Tornado Explorer, for the 5. According to the strongest V-ROTs and the strongest ones to be found was 101. No. 101. That's like really high. Yeah, send proof. I want to see that. Told Weather Brains to get you on the show, and Bill said reached out to you. Hope you can join them. Did he really reach out to me? I would. Oh my gosh, that would be like an honor. My only condition is that James Spann has to be there so we can talk ish about thumbnails like the whole time. Oh, that'd be so much fun. Pull up thumbnails and examples, break them down. Yeah, I haven't gotten an email from them or anything, so I have no idea. All right, latest scan on our storm now. Still waiting on it. All of our other rotations, by the way, are struggling at the moment, as far as I can tell. Very broad area of circulation down here. I wouldn't completely rule out these storms in the future. They should be becoming more elevated the further north they go, so we should be pretty close to the end of these storms trying to produce tornadoes. But I think we still got a couple of minutes, just depending. I need to check out where that cutoff is. We're also seeing a little bit of a capping inversion in there, but they are still tornadic right now. Yeah, I promise. As soon as these tornado warnings expire, we will be doing a full forecast for tomorrow. I can. Yeah, I mean, if you have a strong low pressure system, that can be an indication that you're going to have stronger lower level shears. Pressure gradients can determine the winds aloft, how strong those are, how close those pressures are. As you go up into further, higher up into the atmosphere from the lower levels to the mid levels to the higher levels. So, pressures, barometric pressures do play a role in determining how strong a storm is, how strong the winds are aloft. But it's not the only thing. There's so much when it comes to diagnosing what a tornado threat could have to it. And, models do kind of help you with that. And they're mainly just a guidance for like, hey, if this happens, then this will happen. But obviously models get it wrong sometimes. Like for instance, there was a couple of models that were saying we should have supercells doing the same thing that's happening up there in Nebraska. In other parts here near Amarillo, there were some that were firing some in Kansas. But as you can see, none of those fired. So, some models get it right, some models they don't. They kind of interchange who's right, who's wrong, depending on the different events. So, I will say, nothing indicated to me today when I looked at the models that we were going to see this in Nebraska. I'm going to be honest. I am very surprised of what we just saw. That was not expected. Definitely got some sort of. I wanted to look at the life cycle of the storm really quick. Just really fast. I think 50 scans should be enough. Oh, it's not enough. Man, this thing was on the ground forever. Man, how slow moving this storm was as well is just crazy. It's got to have to do with some sort of storm interaction between these storms. And then also, I guess the SRH in this region is the reason why. The reason why it was such an elevated risk. Tomorrow will be one of those days. Exactly. Yeah. You know the damage. All we know for now was a train got pushed over. That's the only damage that we've heard of. But I'm sure other people are searching around in the area to make sure everybody's okay, and we'll get more reports of damage if there are some. Little interesting area of circulation now developing on the southern side of this part of the storm. Kind of looks a little bit blocky to me. Latest scan, not as blocky. That could be a legitimate strong rotation there. It is also like half in the clear air, so maybe not. Kind of a weird signal there, but this one up here still appears to be some pretty strong rotation. Like not nearly as strong as our last one, but you know, maybe almost a strong tornado with this one as well. Heading up towards Cobble Road. Oh man, right, very close to where we do have some buildings up there. Oh yeah, those are directly in the path of our main circulation. Man, like this is literally it's literally like almost the middle of nowhere, but this thing is still hitting the houses that are out there. Just bad luck. You think it's going to be the main one eventually? It could. It really just depends on how these storms interact with each other. If we press play and kind of look at it from kind of a later, like all the way back perspective, bring out our pen tool, make sure we're lined up here. This one started off down here. This one started off over here. This one moved to here. This one moved up to here. This one moved up to there. That one moved up to there. Kind of like split in two as well. And this one moved to there. This one moved up to here. This one kind of died off to there. And then this one kind of ended up there. So there hasn't really been too much Fujiwara, but you can see that like this storm has been kind of pulled into this storm up to the north. And then this one has just kind of continued in its northern trajectory. So once all these kind of finish merging together, we could definitely get a main circulation further down to the south. And that kind of seems, does appear to be what's happening. I do think some of that is contaminated. This is not a very good, clear view of what this storm is because you can see there is our leading edge. Our mesocyclone is probably back in this area. We've got a lot of that inflow coming into here. But you can see on the leading edge of that, our area of stronger rotation is actually in the clear air of the storm. So this might not be a legitimate signal here. We might be getting some signals from higher up into the storm coming down to the surface. But what this does indicate is that the inflow of this storm is pretty powerful at this moment. Latest scan here with our northern storm. Still some decent rotation there. Still heading very close to where some of these folks live just north of Cobble Road. Yeah, PDS tornado warning has officially expired. Let me change my title. Is the last one probably violent? I mean, if the math checks out that it takes about 165 mile per hour winds to knock over a train, then it's possible. It's, it's hard to know for sure just by looking at it. It seemed like it was, but like I said, I mean, that would put it at I'd put it, pretty squarely in the EF4 category. Which is why we were concerned about those houses. But again, impossible to know. Maybe that train didn't weigh as much as we think, and it could be lower. But the folks, the NWS, once they get out there, they'll go and determine that for themselves. So I mean, the best I can say is it could have been, maybe, but I can't tell you for certain. Right now, yeah, let me see. Tornado on the ground. Yeah, Dan Fitz has something too. Oh yeah, there's a tornado coming down right now. Shoot, man, why can't any of the chasers that I work with be on this storm? Oh, okay. Well, we got to use them again. We'll just bring them back up here And then we'll do this, this, and that. We've got another tornado reaching down. I think this is our southern storm, if I'm not mistaken. What's happened? Is this live? This is live. Okay. Little ropey tornado right now, but that's kind of how that first one started off. Started off as a little skinny rope. This is located very close here to North Whitman Road.
New information, this tornado warning has been upgraded.
All right, guys, we're going to have to think of a new challenge because I can't drink 2 things of water, I think, without dying. Maybe we'll do a rap verse. It'll be the first time I've ever made money with the rap verse. If that is the case. Yeah, I'm set one. Forgot how to do it. All right, well, we'll do the same thing as last time. It's lifting though, but we'll do a rap verse. There we go. Well, it's gone. Shoot. Well, probably can't do the goal now, but we'll keep our eye on him. I think I actually had maybe a couple of minutes. I still owe $50. Thank you, Terry, for the 20. Thank you so much. I didn't do the goal yet. Hold on. Wait for the goal. There we go. I'm trying to start it. It's not letting me. It froze. Oh, there we go. Okay, there it is. We'll count that as 1 as 10. You know, we'll count that towards the goal. The goal, you know, I control the goal, so we'll just end it when we get to 9 out of 10. We'll count that towards it. Where is it? There it is. So this is the storm in question here. Just produced a rope tornado that has since lifted. And again, this is our southern tornado warning north of State Route 4 or State Route 2. I mean, I'm hoping that's all it does, but you can really tell by just the circulation in the clouds above here. The storm is not elevated at the moment. And on radar, it does appear like there's a decent area of circulation directly over the road that he is on. Also, huge shout out to Severe Studios for allowing us to use these storm chasers hourly and not having to pay for like a full thing. Uh-oh, did he lose service? No, we're still good. Yeah, it looks like his service is pretty spotty. And there's another nub back in there. Look at that. Could just be Scud, though. Grow a mullet. I'm not growing a mullet. There is no amount of YouTube goal that'll make me do that. I'm sorry. Maybe one of these days we'll do like a really big goal and we'll do something crazy. Like a mohawk or something crazy. But this is like the first couple of times that I've done this. Our latest area of circulation here is broadening out at the moment. And then this one over here looks, I wouldn't say strong, but it could definitely drop a tornado. Uh-oh. What is that? Is that a nub? Where did I put? I keep forgetting where I put this guy's stream. Yeah, there is a nub in there. I'm not sure if that's a nub or nubbin. Is it a nubbin burger? It's getting a little dark out there. I'm surprised it's still light. Isn't it like 8 o'clock? Like it's like pitch dark outside for me. How is there still light up here? Don't bring back the ice bucket challenge. No. We've done that before, actually. That wouldn't be the first time we poured ice water on ourselves. I don't want to do anything like that'll hurt me, though. That's not what this is going to be about. Just going to let you guys know. We are not snorting wasabi. Ain't happening. Already has a large cone funnel. All right, let me check his stream. He's literally right next to the one we're using right now. Freddy is going to have better service. So maybe we just use Freddy instead. We'll just do that. Freddy's just going to have better service. This is Storm Chaser Freddy McKinney. And he's got a very close view of this storm. A lot better service, as you can see. Although there is a crack on his windshield, but it's not as bad as Ryan Scholl's windshield. But it's still pretty hefty crack. He might have gotten that today. This is the current view of the storm. There was a tornado on the ground with it just moments ago, but there is not one on the ground anymore. But I think the main area of circulation is to the left. I'm pretty sure. Let's listen in.
Right now. Yeah, it's not on the ground. Look at the occlusion on the left.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that.
There.
A little bit of a dry spot. It looks like.
I think it's just a huge mezzo right now. I don't see anything down to you. I do not, but there's obviously a huge mezzo that's carved out up here.
Ryan Scholl's windshield is done. I don't even know how he's still streaming. Like, we could barely see, but I mean, to be honest, even with his broken windshield, he still did really good.
The dominant mezzo formed way north. It just has a huge RFD flank. I mean, this might drop another like 2-mile wide wedge.
It would not surprise me. I think it's gonna probably be dropping right now. Just an absolutely massive mezzo carved out with satellites orbiting it. This thing's just nuts.
Yeah, I don't even think. If that's the mezzo back in there, that little rope tornado that we just saw wasn't even part of the mesocyclone itself.
I'm gonna proceed. I'm gonna try to get up into the cut, but I'm gonna definitely approach this one a lot more.
Herp the alphabet. That could be on it. I don't know if you guys want that though.
Watch. We might get tornado spit out to the right.
Oh yeah, you can see the mesocyclone just off on the left there. So if you guys are just tuning in, this is the storm that we are watching. At the moment, it just had a tornado on the ground. There's one circulation on the right side of the road that they are on. I think they're on this road, if I'm correct. And that bigger mezzo is like back over into here. And that carve out, that RFD surge is this little backward shaped comma right there. And it's pretty possible that we do get, an actual tornado form into that. So again, not a whole lot of folks out in front of this storm right now. But if you are living out over here, near Red Willow Lake and Cobble Road, I would be in your safe spots. Our northern area of circulation is dissipating, is in the process of dissipating right now. The structure is crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy storm. This one looks like, I mean, I'm not going to go as far as them and say it could spit out another mile-wide tornado, but I mean, it is technically in a similar environment. I just can't imagine. Can y'all imagine chasing on a dirt? Is that a dirt road or is that paved at all? I cannot tell. Underneath a storm like this, approaching nighttime. Also, the lightning on this storm is almost nonstop as well. Prank call max velocity. Well, I'd need his number for that. And I don't think he would appreciate that. But what would we say? Tee-hee, your refrigerator's running. You better go catch it. Ay, ay, ay. Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta refill my wildest.
Oh my gosh, on radar, there's just a ridiculous couplet. Wild couplet on radar. It's lifting north for sure. It's going like almost due north now. Oh, it's Dan Fitz.
Wild. Yeah, I think it's just going to be pretty much stationary. But dude, like, I'm gotta make it. Just I don't even know. I have no idea what this thing's even capable of.
Something really bad, so I'm going to be definitely very careful with it, because I don't want it to, like, all of a sudden occlude and come back or something crazy.
Yeah, this thing gets rain wrapped in the night, though. I don't think we're going to be seeing much.
Wow, look at the left
honest.
edge. Crazy left edge of this mezzo now. I wonder if it's maybe on the ground up in here.
Might be funny. Like, I would need his number, and that would not happen.
We're getting kind of close.
If he knew that was, he would know it's coming.
AT&T.
He's got like 20,000 people that watch him. A couple of them that are watching me right now. It would be impossible to get away
A new
with that.
tornado
Starlink
warning
goes
has been
down,
issued.
down, obviously, we'll just switch.
Impossible. I would challenge him to a golf match, though. But he would probably beat my butt. Not gonna lie. If I'm being honest, he seems pretty good. Man, look at that mezzo on the left side there and that RFD cut. Man. This storm is just crazy, man. These little batches of this little batch of storms here in Nebraska has just been, I mean, it's just been crazy. Just the bottom line. Latest scan on this guy, though, it's kind of a mess on our velocities. It's kind of hard to tell what this storm is doing at the moment. There's a lot of little areas of velocity all in this area here. I'm not really seeing much that I can say that, like, where the exact rotation, just judging by where Freddy is, this right here appears to be our dominant circulation. Was that just a power flash? Surely not, right? No, that wasn't. It was lightning.
You can actually see it curving more down now.
Yep.
Is there a tornado? There was, but there was a.
Holy cow!
But it's back down to radar indicated as of our latest update. Let me go over that. Our latest update on our tornado warning here is radar indicated there. And where it's located, there's literally no cities here. Again, this is a pretty low populated region, but there are folks that live out here. Like if you live over here near Phipps Road here in Nebraska, that is located north of State Route 2. You should be in your safe spots. This could very well spit out another tornado. We just had a rope tornado on this minutes ago. And it could happen again. Change my title real quick. Being reported by all over media, Florida media, mass casualty event in Clearwater as ferry crashes into sandbar. Doesn't sound good. Yeah, latest scan out of this, still kind of a messy velocity picture here. We've got multiple areas of what appear to be strong rotation, all backed up by precipitation. Trying to see if we can get a view. Looks like we're struggling with service. Because they literally, I mean, there's probably not many cell towers out here. They're probably relying strictly on satellite. Looks like his feed went down there briefly. Let me see. Let me just pull his feed directly from YouTube itself. That's probably the best thing to do here. It's like the most stable thing to do because it's all funky on the Severe Studios website. Looks like this area of rotation further up to the north might be getting a little bit stronger. Or at least a little bit tighter. Not necessarily stronger, I would say, but definitely a little bit tighter. That might be close to being, at least attempting tornado genesis again. It might not be, that storm might not be done just yet. All right, looks like we're getting a view. Something back in there. Let's listen in.
Now, just gonna make sure this is. It should be. It's
Oh.
like right. Let me do this real quick. Just pull a little light out of it.
Does appear to be something down in there.
I know we got a big tornado right in front of us, chat. Big tornado in here somewhere.
You can see like the entire.
It looks like there's something down in there.
Yeah, you definitely can.
The meso
Oh.
to the ground.
Is that?
You definitely can. Yeah, now it's.
Yeah, that looks like a stovepipe tornado back in there.
Both sides of that last.
In the lightning flash, so maybe to see if it's condensed in there somewhere.
I saw it like there.
I swear I saw something back in there.
Trying to get stuff through. I think once we see this through, we got to get back south and try and beat it to 97.
Yeah, I was just trying to say that. Where is 97? Oh yeah, it's pretty far east. We'll be able to beat it.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
Well, it
looks like we
pretty
might have
ground,
another large tornado on the ground. I can't say for certain though. That's the problem. It definitely looked like something was back in there. Let me see if I can go back and get a freeze frame, maybe. I mean, you can kind of see something back in there to the left of that light there. Maybe a left edge. Man, it's so hard to figure out with rain wrapping around with lightning and it's getting darker. Yeah, I don't know. It could be on the ground. That looked like a tornado to me for a little bit, but that could have maybe been just a lowering or scud. You know, you can't really make a whole lot of assumptions there. But I mean, our velocities do line up here for this being a potentially large tornado on the. What did I just do here? Did I just mess something up? I think I just messed something up. No, this is live. How did it just get so much brighter? What the heck? It looks daytime again. This storm must just be blocking out a bunch of light. Jeez Louise. This is Freddie McKinney. Live on YouTube right now. By the way, thank you, Faith, for the $5 on Venmo. Just saw that. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on his stream. Looks like he's rerouting right now. I think Julianne for the 10. Freestyle rap? Yeah, it could be a freestyle. We'll try doing freestyling. I'm not that great at freestyling. My plan was just to do another rapper's song, but I don't know. We'll do like a poll. Yeah, Freddy's a really good chaser. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have seen any of his videos, but he's a phenomenal chaser. There's a symbol in front of your. Yeah, I don't know. It just might not trust YouTube, but we are at 3 out of 10 for our goals. So if we get 7 more super chats over $10, we'll be not only chugging an entire glass of water, but we will also apparently be doing a rap. Never heard of Freddy until today? That's almost bannable. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just kidding. How? Oh, looks like Freddy lost service here. Is it gonna be one of the worst tornadoes ever recorded? I don't know, man. It was. I don't know. It was definitely the biggest one I think I've seen this year. Bro, hey, it's all good. If you don't have money, you don't have to. This is just to fund storm chasers.
New information. This tornado
Oh, yeah.
warning
So
has
that
been
was a
upgraded.
tornado on the ground that we saw there. So this has now been a weather spotter confirmed tornado. So if you live over here, let's see, what else is in the path of this? Near Specklemere Lake and in and along West Valley or West Drive Valley Road, you guys need to be in your safe spots. Surprised they allowed this northern tornado warning to expire. I mean, it still has some pretty decent rotation in there. They might issue a new one for that. But man, look at this rotation that is in this storm. They're saying it's a weather spotter confirmed tornado. And if it is, which it appears to be, could be a large and extremely dangerous tornado. We might even have an anti-cyclonic tornado ongoing right now as well. Wouldn't surprise me. There is actually some precipitation there to back up that circulation. All right, looks like Freddy has regained service. I think what they're doing, I think they're pushing back to the south. I think they're going to hit Route 2 and then go north on 97. I think that's the plan. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Yeah, we don't do any sponsors, but we are trying out the super chat goals. Just to, one, it'll make the stream just a little bit more fun when we don't have any tornado warnings on. And 2, we'll actually be able to fund storm chasers. Completely funded by you guys. We don't want to overload you guys with ads and any of that crap. Close my eyes and all you. Oh, you went mushroom hunting today. Interesting. Yeah, latest scan on this storm. Some pretty intense rotation is now showing up here. It is still a little bit side loby, so I'm not sure if we can completely trust it. But if this is true, we're dealing with another area here of about 130 to 135 VROT on this storm, on that area of circulation. Crazy little section of Nebraska here is absolutely popping today. Makes me wonder what tomorrow will be like if this is already what we're seeing. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I'm not sure if today's going to be a prophecy, I would say, for tomorrow. I wouldn't say it's like a prophecy for tomorrow, but what I would say is that the environment is going to be there tomorrow for these storms to do something very similar to what we saw here. Shouldn't be like, it shouldn't be, it should be more discrete cells, most likely if they do fire. So it's not going to be like a big old cluster with, multiple tornadoes happening at the same time. It's more going to be, kind of more singular cells that are probably a little bit more long track, moving much faster than they did today, for sure, if they do fire. But I think there's a decent chance that they do fire tomorrow. So, if you live, again, just for anybody that's tuning in that lives out, in the risks for tomorrow, let me get that up. Again, we have a moderate risk out here near Minneapolis, Mankato, Rochester, La Crosse, Eau Claire, and enhanced risk around that for parts of Minnesota, going into South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, northern Illinois, and also over here near Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. If you guys live in that area, definitely be weather aware. Even as far south as Oklahoma and Texas should be weather aware tomorrow as well. And, our main risk for tomorrow is going to be that threat for strong tornadoes. And we actually have a 15% chance for strong tornadoes out there and a 10% chance around that. So it's going to be a dangerous day. But as you guys will find out, if we do get some tornado warnings to expire here, we can actually do a forecast. What you're going to find out is that it's not as cut and dry as you would think. There are some failure modes that need to be monitored tomorrow, but the bottom line is going to be, no matter what the models say tonight, is just be weather aware for the worst case scenario tomorrow. And if it doesn't happen, then consider yourself lucky. All right, latest scan with this storm is in. Our northern storm's rotation has died off, and we still have some areas of rotation here. It seems like our strongest area would be this one right here, but wouldn't really rule out the potential that we could have two tornadoes on the ground. I mean, both of those seem somewhat legitimate rotations to me. Definitely still kind of seems like a contaminated radar scan, but I mean, as far as I can tell, two areas here still of potentially strong rotation with this storm moving towards Dry. What was that road called again? West Dry Valley Road. Yeah, well, I don't think mass casualty means what most people think about it when they just hear about it, but it does mean like a lot of injuries happen. Let me see if I can find. I mean, it's not weather related, but I am kind of curious what happened since everybody's talking about it. Been declared ferry crashes into sandbar, injuring numerous passengers. Crews are currently on scene in Clearwater, Florida. Yeah, so that's the latest information there. Looks like it happened pretty recently, so the story is still developing. But as long as the boat didn't sink, I would struggle to think that it would be, a lot of deaths with that. It's more like jolting motion, maybe some whiplash, things falling over and hitting people. In the post of okay, let me see. Heinous, Nebraska. .25 knots. Okay. So it wasn't 100 knots. It was 87.25 knots, which is what we measured. So I was just wondering if I missed a scan or something, but that aligns with what we saw. So cap might hold. It's possible. I mean, the cap held today, regardless of everybody thinking that it wouldn't. Not everybody, but a lot of people thought it was going to break eventually. But we got some soundings out that made it pretty clear that, we were probably going to see storms. I think down here is dry air entrainment. And then further up to the north, the cap was just too strong. Too strong and mighty. No, I mean, Tornado Explorer is not a troll. Or a natural gas leak. Interesting. Pull for what? E-Rev. All right, latest scan on this storm. Still a pretty messy velocity signature out of this, but it's still indicating that we could have some decent rotation on this storm currently. I think Freddie turned off on this road. And maybe one a little bit further to the south. Because I don't think they're turned back towards the storm somehow. Let's go look back in here. See what we can see.
What is that? bolt,
What
the
in the
lightning
heck?
flashes there.
Okay, those are lowering. Would appear to be scud.
I don't know if it's a
Slower.
scud or a big wall cloud, but I'm rolling north again.
Yeah, they're going north again.
Right off to the left.
I don't know what
Yeah,
road they're on.
to the right looks like a bowl, but to the
I was
left,
gonna say, it looks like a huge wall cloud.
yeah, I mean, it looks like a wall cloud to me. I'm gonna head back north just to see what the heck is going on here.
Yeah, I just flipped.
Okay, I think
That
they
might
just
be a
turned
big wall
around.
cloud, chat. That might be a big wall cloud. It could even just try to drop a tornado there. This storm
There's
is just
potential still.
crazy erratic.
Yeah.
Crazy erratic storm here.
You know what? Honestly, that might be the title. No. I don't even know what the title of this video is going to be. Because I don't want it to be like hyperbole, but I don't even think that hyperbole is possible with what we just witnessed. Whoa, what is that?
Just like a scud lowering or wall cloud or what?
There's something like right
Pretty low
over
on
the
back end of it.
like if you look
It's
over the
very low
road
back
off into
end
the
of it.
distance.
This looks like
There's a
there
lot
could
of
be
like
something, on the
suspicious
ground
looking
there or something.
clouds.
I don't even know.
So I'm trying not to get duped. Storm was just
Way
crazy.
up there,
Yeah.
I feel like I see another thing, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but
The shaking. Of
Violent
just gonna
tornado.
Making this.
It's just gonna be a
I'm not going to call it
shaky,
violent
shaky
until we
road.
get a rating on it, unfortunately. I mean, it
Sorry,
seemed
Eli.
violent.
Poor.
or the
I mean, it's hard to get a 2 mile wide tornado and it's not violent, but
I can tell if it's
you
all
know,
stable. or
I've
not.
seen it happen before. Didn't we get like an EF1 that was almost like 2 miles wide?
It looks stable, but also looks like there's a cut, so I don't even.
Oh, I like that,
see
Fred.
something big to
You're
the
gonna
right,
write my
too,
titles
but I
from
don't know
now
if that's
on.
Like the current
That's a great title.
tornado or something else.
Definitely using that. That will be the title.
Look to the right up there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
like
I
a
keep looking at.
wedge.
Like right back in that area.
It's like a wedge
Like, look at
shape
that.
to the right of the road.
Whoa.
Yeah, I see that.
I wonder if that could be just like the wedge.
Could be, but there is a hill there, so that could also still be like a lowering
It might
scud.
be.
But that definitely
It
seems
feels
like
like
the
a high
organized
ground.
portion, like a new. It looks like a new area of like maybe
the
a new
right.
mesocyclone
Oh my
developing.
gosh.
Hear it.
Is that just a huge wedge? I don't know if
Yeah,
I'm
there's a hill
tweaking,
there.
but
There's
it's
definitely a
like
hill.
Huge thing to the right.
Oh, to 1.1 miles.
That
Okay.
is like,
Hey, I see what you're talking about, bro.
like it looks like El Reno again.
All those really sussy scud fingers trip me out.
You know, El Reno is not a bad comparison for
I don't
this
even know if
storm.
it's even like tornado.
I'm not even gonna lie. What we just witnessed was
Yeah,
something that
Riverbands are leaving, so they must not think of anything.
I don't think we've ever covered a tornado that big. Like, and actually had a clear
What
view
is
of
that?
it. Like, we've covered them, but they've been like rain wrapped or something like that. Like that one in Arkansas. We covered that one, but we didn't ever get like a live view on it.
100%.
And I don't think many people got a picture of that. I think it was like Arkansas like 1 or 2 years ago. Yeah, there could be a tornado back in there. And again, the storm that we're talking about here is this guy. It's this portion of the storm here I'm pretty sure they're looking at. Because it's just right off the side of the road. So I can't support fully that that's a tornado on the ground. Just based off of radar presence. That could also be this part of the storm as well, though, because they are looking off on the right side of the road. I just don't know which one's which, to be honest. But both should be visible. This mesocyclone does not seem super rain wrapped, but Freddy is on. What road is Freddy on? He's on this road right here, right? And so, if it's like really close to them, yeah, I mean, it seems pretty darn close. There is like a hill here, so that's what's making it hard to determine whether or not this is truly on the ground or not.
Yeah, I'll show it. Yeah, whoops. There we go.
Beep.
I mean, I think it's just a huge meso.
Just
Pretty sure it's just the huge mezzo of this thing. I can't tell if there's like a wedge in there or not, but it's just a big mezzo.
Yeah, I wish we had a Dow truck.
Yeah, this thing's ridiculous.
Because one of the things that you have to think about is that there's a possibility that that part of the train might not have even been hit by the strongest portion of the tornado. But just like El Reno, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of damage indicators with this storm. You know, the less the better.
It's gonna be a long ride
In
back
terms
my
of
way.
like population getting, it looks like they're turning around again. But yeah, I mean, this storm still seems dangerous. We still have reports. I think that this is on the ground. Yeah. And that's with this circulation here. I'm not sure if we've had any new reports on that, though. But it certainly seems still like a pretty dangerous storm, especially with the velocities that are coming in on this thing. I mean, look at that. That is some strong rotation. So if you live on West Lake Road, I think is what it's called. Yeah. Oh, wait. No, West Drive Valley Road. Sorry. I would still be in your safe spots here. Very slow moving storm. I mean, we've been covering this thing for almost 2 hours now. Sorry, I was on the wrong scene. But yeah, strong rotation is right there. Definitely could have a tornado in progress right now. And according to spotters, it's exactly what's going on. And we'll be honest, I still haven't like fully processed what the heck just happened with that last storm. As like I just was not expecting that at all today. Oh man. I mean, the latest scan on this storm, that that could have been like a little cone tornado, but we just couldn't see the bottom of it. I mean, that's not. I mean, it's kind of weak though. The rotation's a little bit weak. Maybe not. Could have just been Scud. Vince says big wedge. I mean, on this storm, is Vince on this storm? Because I believe that. Yeah. Let me check out his stream real quick. See what he's on. See where he's located. Yeah, he's south of that area. He would definitely be able to see it from where he's at. I cannot, though, use his stream. How big was the tornado? Which one? The first one or this one? This one, we're not sure how big it is, but it definitely has some strong rotation. And we're getting reports that this could be another large wedge tornado on the ground. And then this one is also trying to spin up to its south and west. How did it turn into two hooks? Well, this is a completely separate storm. We've put this in motion. You can see that we've had multiple storms in this area. The one that we're tracking right now, or the one that has a large wedge ongoing right now, was this one that came close to Hyannis. And then another one has formed on its backside there. And we now have two areas of developing, one developing circulation and another very strong circulation further up to the north. Yeah, I think Vince is like back over here somehow. Like back over in that area. But yeah, I mean, what appears to be happening here is that this storm is probably nudging this storm even further into even stronger intensity there. Let me see if any chasers that I can pull up are near that. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, it seems like most of the chasers are in like the same spot. They are pretty close to the southern edge of the warning. And I don't have any chasers that have a view on either one of these storms. We had Freddie that might have seen this producing in the distance a large wedge. We couldn't confirm it with Vince's report. That might have been just a large wedge. So twin tornadoes, very well could be. Yeah, very well could be. We've got a pretty decent circulation there and a strong circulation to the north. But this one continues to strengthen. I mean, actually, our latest scan on this storm, yeah, I mean, there could be 2 tornadoes inside of just this one, and then this one back over here could eventually produce a tornado as well, and we could have 3 tornadoes on the ground at the same time. Kind of makes me wonder, like, how long will these storms last? I think I'm gonna set a hard cutoff for tonight's stream though at 11 p.m. because I am gonna have to get rest for tomorrow. What is causing all these tornadoes? Well, right now it does seem like our wind shear is increasing. We are now at about 35 knots of shear where these storms are, so we have stronger shear now. Still some decent instability in the area, but I will say the environment out here is becoming quite capped. But that doesn't are not being phased by that yet. Our storm relative helicity is it? Yeah, I mean we're at around 500 to 600 storm relative helicity. I mean the environment. This is a very favorable environment for tornadoes. Where these storms at? I mean probably the most favorable we've seen all day. So it's possible that the signatures that we are seeing here are the truth. Potentially a pair of very strong tornadoes in progress here in our northern storm. Yeah, 600 storm relative helicity where these storms are right now. This back one is near 650 storm relative helicity. So this one might even produce a stronger tornado than the one up to its north is, if it can kind of have if it can tap into that instability without the capping screwing it up. Yeah, no, it's crazy. That's a crazy amount of storm relative helicity. And that's been the main thing that's driving these storms pretty much all day. By the way, guys, we are 2 out of 10, or no, 3 out of 10 on our super chat goal. Holy moly! All right, we'll count that as 3. We are now 6 out of 10 on our super chat goal. Thank you so much. What is this one? Can't read your full name. Let me bring it up there. Oh yeah, Southern Minnesota guy. For the $50, I do appreciate that. Oh yeah, we'll be live tomorrow again for you up there. I can guarantee you that. The only way that doesn't happen is if I somehow randomly get abducted by aliens or something crazy like that. But yeah, thank you so much for that. That is a huge help out to the channel. Everybody, put some birthday cakes in the chat for Southern Minnesota guy. That helps out the stream immensely, and that'll put us at 6 out of 10 towards the super chat goal. So we're very close to forcing me to do the thing I hate most, which is rapping. Yeah, very still pretty decently strong rotation on this storm right now. Would not surprise me if we still have a wedge tornado on the ground with this guy as it moves up to the north and east. Still in the same direction. I'm hoping the cap kills these storms by the time we get close to Valentine in Crookston. That's going to be the next time these storms really enter into anywhere that has bigger populations. You can see that Crookston, still not that big of a city, but people still live in it. And Valentine, also pretty small city, but probably one of the more populated cities that we have had potentially in the path of these storms all day. But I mean, they're going to have to make it all the way up there. Going to be a while, and they're moving real slow. So there's a good chance. There's a good chance that these storms don't make it to Valentine. But just in case, I would be paying attention if you live up there. Are we going to get hit? Hit by what? Where you live? Oh, Valentine, like Valentine's Day. Okay, gotcha. Eminem's Lose Yourself. I don't know if I know that one good enough to do that one. Are we cooked? For what? Where are you at? Guys, you gotta give, you can't just we can try Rap God. There's no way I could pull it off, but we could try it until I actually get a decent verse out. I don't even think it. I don't even, like it, that was him pushing his skills to the limit. York, Nebraska. Where's York? Like I ain't got skills like that, guys. Come on now. Like that song is almost gibberish. Yeah, York is good to go. You will have a little bit of severe weather possible tomorrow, though, I think. No, never mind. You're going to be dodged by both days pretty much. Watching from West Wisconsin. Yeah, tomorrow in Western Wisconsin, near like Eau Claire, Red Wing, Stevens Point, Winona, La Crosse. Believe it or not, your day's going to be kind of similar to what it was like in Kansas. Big question mark on whether or not we see storms or not. I think it's a higher likelihood than what it was today because obviously we don't have any storms fire out there in Kansas. In my mind, it was about a 50-50 chance for Kansas today. Need to push for Evan's rendition of Rap God. Oh, geez. All right, well, we're at 7 out of 10. It seems like everybody wants Rap God, so we'll attempt that after these NATO warnings expire. Are they going to extend this? Surely they do, right? I will say our southern rotation, as of our latest scan, is kind of struggling a little bit, but this one is still pretty strong. They're about to most likely get an extended warning. I would assume something like this near State Route 97. Eau Claire. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Eau Claire. I've had people correct me on that like a billion times. Is getting unhinged. Well, that's just how it is sometimes. It's just how it is. As far as I can tell, Vince Welty's title to his live stream is FML I quit. Bro's going through it. Hey, thank you, Jared, for that too. I don't think it's possible, but I will try it. Was in another live, and they are saying there were still 2 tornadoes on the ground. Yeah, it's very possible. It is extremely possible. Well, maybe not as possible as it was, but we definitely have a main circulation a little bit before this last scan. There were 2 areas of concentrated rotation, and I agree with whoever said that. That we had potentially 2 tornadoes at the same time just moments ago. It does seem like that northern one though has died off. But let me see if I can pause it. Yeah, you see right here we had 2 areas of circulation there. This is a little bit clearer. 2 areas right in there, kind of separated here by some grays. Very likely that could have been 2 tornadoes on the ground, but as far as I can tell on radar, it appears like we have 1 tornado on the ground at the moment, but I could be wrong. I mean, we don't really have any storm chasers that are on this storm right now. But Freddie McKinney, he is trying. to reroute to the storm. I do need to check really quick when I got him. Just to make sure that we don't go over. Gotta stay true to the agreement. So let me check that real quick because I didn't take note of it at the time. It might be even pretty close.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, it looks like it was about 8:35, so we got him for like 10 minutes. Oof. Probably not going to see anything from him in that time. But we did just get a little extension of our tornado warning here off to the north and east. That's going to include areas like West Big Creek Road and over here near North Falls Road. All need to be in their safe spots. Hey, look, a road, right? The other one was seen. Yeah, this one is, potentially in the process of lifting at the moment. It does seem broader, but that could still be on the ground. Let me see what our latest tornado warning is. Okay, yeah. So looks like it has lifted, according to the NWS, and I'm guessing storm chasers on the ground have confirmed that with their eyes, because they are probably in talks with each other. So I'm going to remove the. Actually, no, it's still accurate. I never updated it to include the tornado on the ground part in my title. So we're still good. Yeah, we're 6 of 10. 4 more. Let's see. He's passing it along. Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, more information is better than no information. So we've been hearing from chasers that this one has had a wedge tornado on the ground at one point. That does not seem to be the case anymore, as it has lifted. So it does seem like the capping inversion is doing something to these storms. Southern storm has rot and maybe TDS. Let me check it in that. No, it's not. It's not a strong enough TDS. I mean, we're not going to get a TDS out of these. There is a little bit of rotation in there, but yeah, it's going to be impossible to know for sure unless there was like some sort of chaser there. Is it 7 out of 10? I thought it was 6. Oh yeah, it is 7 out of 10. You're right. Sorry, 7 out of 10. 3 left. QLCS rotation north of Rapid City. Let me see. It's not really QLCS. Not really. I mean, it's not strong rotation. Yeah, I mean, it's a little piddly diddly, very weak. Let's check this storm. You talking about this one? No, there's not much going on up there. Tornado should be nearly impossible up there. It's a TDS. It's a tornado debris signature. Bedtime for tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if these storms can lose their tornado warning here, we'll do a little forecast and wrap it up. Do our forecast and challenges and then wrap it up. If we reach that second goal. we still have secured me chugging an entire glass of water as fast as I possibly can. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Yo. Look at this photo. I just posted it in chat. It's like a high quality picture of that wedge tornado. I think this was at the beginning of its life. That is wild. Wow. Yeah, every single photo I see of this thing, I'm just gonna post it and tell you if it's going towards Valentine. Yeah, I mean it kind of is, but I'm expecting it to be less of a tornado threat as it moves towards Valentine. I really don't believe that these storms have much longer, at least to be producing violent or stronger tornadoes. But there might be still a tornado potential. What a crazy day, though. I still can't believe what we just witnessed. We are fortunate. Hopefully nobody was injured out of this storm. I would say though, like, I mean, if that was closer to a populated area when that happened, I mean, I can't even imagine what we would be dealing with right now. I thank you, Luke, for the 10. I'd appreciate that. How much for me to get a tornado tattoo on my lower back? Like $1,000? I'll put $1,000 on that one. That's actually something I would consider getting or be comfortable getting, like a little tramp stamp tornado. Nader tramp stamp. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I think it'd be pretty cool. I don't think anybody would judge me for having it. Except for like every time I bend over to like put my golf ball on the tee, people would see it. So, I mean, only golf people knowing. We can use that for future challenges. Not saying a word. No, no. Guys, please do not try to actually do that. I really don't feel like getting a tramp stamp tornado tattoo. But if it happens, it happens. But there is no goal for that right now. We'll think about doing that in the future. If you guys really want that donation goal to happen. For 1K, yeah. Yeah, sure. I would do it for 1K, but I'm not gonna sit here and do that right now. All right. There's no way that we would even hit that. It's you guys don't have that much money. Just stop it. It's like what they do at like those fancy car dealerships. All right, latest scan here. Still a little area of rotation there, but not nearly as strong as it was. It does seem like these storms are becoming a little bit outflow dominant, so that cooler air is having an impact on these storms right now. Maybe we'll try that in tomorrow's stream. See if you guys can actually hit that goal. Thank you, Wendy, for the $20 donation towards the wrapping goal, not the tramp stamp goal. You're gonna go get a second loan on your house? Oh my goodness gracious. People are gonna be getting their houses foreclosed on just to see a tornado tramp stamp. But there we go. We hit the wrapping goal. No, not 1,000 subs. No, that's actually too achievable. I don't believe y'all can actually hit $1,000 goal. So we'll do it tomorrow, but I don't. Is not gonna. Y'all aren't gonna reach it. And I'm pretty good at predicting things. We will try it for tomorrow's stream. I don't know how I'm gonna explain that to everybody in the middle of if we do get a tornado outbreak. Can you imagine? But we need to be able to afford the storm chasers, so I'll do anything. I don't want it to happen. I'm just telling you guys the reality. That's a lot of money. Thank you, Wendy, for another 10. Thank you so much. That is still towards the wrapping goals. We have not officially started that goal. That goal will start for tomorrow's stream. No, I think a tornado tattoo is pretty cool. So it's not as bad as me selling my soul. I'm selling my soul to you guys. It's different. I really like my chat. I think it's fun, the little things we do, and now we're going to be doing even more fun things. So, and on the plus side, we get to afford chasers. So, it's a win-win for everybody. Going to be one person on a 1K dono? I hope not. Hope it's like a concerted effort. Thank you, Terry, for the 10. I appreciate that. Don't you wink. No, Terry, I know you have money. You're not allowed in tomorrow's stream. We're going to ban you at the beginning of the stream. All right, latest scan. Still not seeing any organized, tight areas of circulation. Maybe something developing here on the northern portion of this storm. He said he would do it for free. Well, I'm not going to travel to get a tattoo. I'd probably get it locally. There are tornadoes in western Nebraska now. Not anymore. Our last tornado that we had has lifted. We do have a pretty dominant circulation, or a dominant storm, I would say, right now. It's going through a storm interaction. So, the real theory of these storms are being impacted by the cold pool that is formed in this area is going to be put to test here in a little bit. The 1K, if you get to pick the tornado. I don't know about that. I think I'm going to be in control of that. Does DoorDash do tornadoes? I don't think so. I don't think I would trust that. Like anybody showing up to your house with a tattoo gun. It has to be someone I trust. I'm going to be bent over on a chair. Should we live? We'll do a members only live stream of it. DoorDash? No, that's interesting. Oh yeah, we're actually getting a dominant circulation with this storm right now. A little bit of broad circulation in between. Decent area of rotation developing on this. I'm going live tomorrow, but I'm telling y'all, you're not going to be able to pull it off. That's a lot of money. I'll eat my words if you can. We'll see. Oh, no. Can we negotiate the price down? No. That's a big ask. I'm sorry. That's firm. I should have gone higher. Y'all are making me scared. Y'all are saying weird things in chat. But it's all people, I don't know. And I already have a tattoo. At least this one I won't regret. Latest scan right there. Would not surprise me if this is trying to drop. Did they just upgrade it? Nah, still radar indicated. All right. We're done with Freddy for now. We'll see if anybody else gets en route of this next circulation. You have any more chasers out there? Did Pagey really just never go live? Pagey Tornado. Oh wow. He really never went live. All right. What about Stormrunner Media? All right, he goes live in 7 hours. Okay. The PA Storm Trackers, yeah, they ended their stream. Okay. Yeah, there's literally no chasers that I work with right now, so that's why we've been having to use these other ones. When do we not say weird things in chat? Never. I mean, it's pretty much always what goes on in chat. Yeah, I mean, the storm does have a little outflow boundary, but that does not seem to be stopping it at this moment. Still a pretty strong area of rotation on this storm as it moves off to the north and east. $1 a person? No, guys, stop it. No. Tomorrow's going to be a members only stream if y'all keep on talking like that. I'm just kidding. I will give you all a legitimate chance. I will. I'm making a promise and I'm a man of my word. I don't even think it's possible. So I'm feeling pretty safe. Suggestions of tornadoes. I mean, if we actually hit the goal, which is unlikely, we will go over tornadoes. We'll vote on a tornado together. That'll probably be like a members only thing. And where even is Ryan Scholl right now? I don't even know where Ryan Scholl is. You're keeping an eye on his stream. If he's near it, then let me check on his YouTube page. He seems to be near something. It says he's on the road down here, but that doesn't seem right. He might be all the way down near Mullen, which is too far away. We need to find like hold on, let me turn on the spotter network. Let me see if anybody that we know is near. Yeah, so Nikki Travis, no idea who that is. And thank you, Wendy, for yet another $10. Thank you so much. Nah. Oh my God. People are literally saving up as we speak. Okay, maybe y'all are making me a little bit nervous. Oh wait, Chelsea. I thought she was live on It was a good idea, Luke. That's like right on the edge. It's something that I'm like actually comfortable doing. And it's just crazy enough. That was a really good idea. Thank you, Anthony, for the 5 as well. Ryan is south of that tour warning. I'm checking. Aaron J. Jack, great chasers on this. John McKinney's back on the storm. Yeah, Ryan Scholl's down here. He was like the main chaser that's near this is Nikki Travis. He probably has the best vantage point. Chelsea Dahlman as well. Probably has a good vantage point. And we technically should have access to her, but seems like her service has been struggling for most of today. But I'll keep refreshing and just in case it pops up. No, we're not. Okay, we're not going to do challenges that are dangerous. Wait, why is Freddy's stream still up? Dang it. Oh my goodness. It looks like Freddy's quitting for the day anyways. That was Freddy, but we've hit the limit for him. Yeah, Shoal's a great chaser. Yeah. I mean, like notable people that are near this that I know at least, like Alex Riesel, great chaser. Seems to always be on the storm. John McKinney, that's Freddie's dad, amazing chaser. Aaron J. Jack, really good chaser. He's from Canada and he's caught so many cool tornadoes up there. Don't know who Nikki Travis is or Travis Nikki. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Eric Fox, amazing chaser. Also a huge advocate in protecting the storm chasing community from really crappy laws. J Jack is always on it. Yeah, he's really good. He's really good at what he does. It's hard to chase these storms too. All right, latest scan on our storm here. We actually have another 2 areas of rotation developing on this storm as well. One here, one here. Let me see. And they're both backed up by precipitation there. So we have 2 areas of rotation inside of this storm right now. They do a lot. They really do. I mean, that's why I've, been trying to, I want to contribute to the chase economy. It's not just getting the warning out, but I mean, in the end, they do deserve to be paid for their time, no matter what. Don't like being in your car for hours at end. Yeah. I mean, it's not for everybody. I love it. Well, I can see your message, Jennifer. Still waiting on that latest velocity update. Yeah, it seems like still have our main circulation. The northern one has since died off here. Still traveling up towards the north and east. Seems like the only folks that are going to be in the path of this are going to be these guys near West Big Creek Road. Man, it's crazy that this thing can still try to spit out tornadoes, even with the capping inversion that's coming in. But the thing is that 600 SRH is going to try to keep these storms alive for a pretty long time. Especially if that cap holds. Imagine all you guys are getting ready for that goal, and then we just don't go live because there's 0 tornado warnings. Oh, Mother Nature has the potential to do something funny. On the right of the face, no. Yeah, latest scan here. Still kind of the same deal. Decent amount of rotation. And again, this tornado warning is located in between Mullen, Highway State 20 or State Highway 2 and what is this? Up here. Yeah, it just says 20. I don't know if that's like an interstate or what, but in between there, still kind of in the middle of nowhere, but there are still folks that live out here. Hey, Marcy. Hopefully you've had a decent day this week or today and a decent week since the last time you've been through here. Sky Drone Live. Oh, yeah, I remember you. Heck yeah, man. Be safe out there. It's going to be a pretty dangerous day. If the tornadoes do come down, they're going to be moving fast. So, if you lose track of your drone, just let it go. Don't even try to look for it. Not going to be one of those days to be scrambling, trying to find a drone with how fast some of these tornadoes can be moving tomorrow. Models are all over the place. Yeah, they're going to be all over the place until we actually get there. The only way to know what's actually going to happen tomorrow is just by by waiting for tomorrow to happen. Yeah, Omaha weather balloon will be important for sure. Any weather balloons out of the Iowa area, Minnesota, we should get a good understanding of what's going to happen before it does. Portland, Oregon, nice. Nice. Yeah, I mean, latest scan kind of showing another 2 areas of circulation. Still, I mean, I would assume our main area of circulation is back over here, but I mean, you can kind of see some rain curling around this one. So this very well could be a legitimate area there. Definitely wouldn't rule out, a tornado being on the ground with this. Yeah, we'll go over them. Yeah, let's go over those really quick. Because I'm probably going to put a limit of 10 o'clock on this live stream. Let's just go over the latest models for tomorrow. Okay, as you can see, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Hold on. I'm just getting some things set up here. At 11. I know I did, but I think it's going to be better to keep it early because I do get a little bit. It is hard for me to go to bed after these streams. So I want to play it safe. It'd be a big dangerous day tomorrow, and I don't want to be cranky. Okay, so that and then that. Perfect. Okay. So I think the main thing, honestly, that I am concerned about for tomorrow in terms of a failure mode is whether or not our storms are going to fire or not. And that's pretty much what is on everybody's mind tomorrow. Where did the storms fire? When did the storms fire? And do they even fire? So I'm going to zoom out here really quick, kind of push this forward. This is the HRRR model. Let's see what it says. Here's tonight. Those storms should die off. The HRRR, latest HRRR didn't even have those storms. Oh, yeah, it did in Nebraska there. It says that it should die off by around 7 p.m. or no, around 9, 10 p.m. So they should be on the process of being about to die off there. And then eventually comes through. The HRRR literally fires nothing in our warm sector. Maybe a little tiny storm there. So, okay, there's one model. Let's go over to when we're expecting these storms to fire. Yeah, 6 p.m. I think is a good time. Let's check our other models. And then we'll go over my thoughts. Wow, the Rufus model has nothing? You have to still watch these storms over here near Minnesota. There will be a little bit of a tornado risk with these, but not as bad as it would have been if it was getting storms firing in the open warm sector. So I think regardless of what happens, there is some agreement for that. Yeah, that line of storms there with a little bit of tornadic activity. It seems like the name. What?
A new tornado warning has been issued.
The NAM is the only storm firing storms. That's like completely opposite of what it was the other day. Yeah, like very few models actually fire storms in our warm sector. So as you can see, it's going to be quite the conditional day. But here's what I'm thinking. I think that well, I can't use this. We'll have to go over to the GFS. Oops, not that one. And I think our forcing, should be relatively strong. Well, it actually is pretty weak forcing, not gonna lie. That might be. I mean, this is the first time I've been looking at this. Go to the 18Z, the newer model runs. Let me push that forward just a couple of hours. See what happens. Yeah, it seems like our forcing arrives by the time we get into like 7. Yeah, it seems like around 7, in between 7 and 10 p.m. is going to be that main time when storms could fire. And that's when the maxed out portion of our forcing is going to arrive. Yeah, but you see, it arrives kind of late in the day. It's a little bit lagged behind. If we had this look at 7 p.m., full blown tornado outbreak, no questions about it. Would not trust any models that had no convection if we had agreement on that. Yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting. The forcing is a little weak. It's on the weaker side. So, it definitely big question mark still for tomorrow. Most of our cams are still not firing storms in that area. Are we going to get a downgrade tonight? I don't know. I mean, the environment is certainly there. If we let's bring up the HRRR model again. And then kind of push this forward. So we'll do the 500 millibar winds first. See this trough over here ejects into portions of I think that's Wyoming, Colorado. But then it's kind of in the process of dying as it pushes up into this area. You can see we don't really have any areas of closed low in our upper levels. But our winds are still pretty decently strong. Aloft, our 850 millibar winds are also decently strong there. Let's compare these to other models. CFS, the Euro, GDPS. I mean, pretty much all the way across the board. It's a pretty good agreement that we are going to have a decent lower level jet, mainly focused over here near Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. There still will be some shear down here, though, so there still will be a little bit of a tornado threat farther down to the south. But our highest potential for those stronger tornadoes is definitely going to be up here. Another thing that I'm watching out for is just how parallel these winds are to our upper level winds, and they are relatively parallel there. A whole lot of backing in the 850 millibars there, which is interesting. Let me take a sounding out over in here to see what the environment's like. Push this over to there. Yeah, you see, look at this. So here's our wind profiles. It's almost parallel all the way up, but maybe that weak forcing just won't be enough to form a line of storms. So you still get discrete storms, possibly. Quite the EML. Decent lapse rates. SRH is, I mean, again, there's definitely a tornadic environment there, but our main problem is going to be that surface-based and mixed layer are just the capping. And you can see throughout all the models, that capping inversion really doesn't erode until later. But I mean, some of these models have it eroding. So I don't know. Where's all the storms? Will they fire? If they do, definitely got to watch. Got to watch out for it. But I can tell you right now, nobody knows what the heck's going to happen tomorrow. But if something does happen, it's going to be dangerous. So, looking at the new model runs has not changed my mind on that. And our risk for tomorrow has not changed. We're still talking about a moderate risk. Again, this is going to be our most dangerous area if those storms do fire. A line of storms might come through anyways with an attendant tornado threat. But to get storms in more dangerous weather, in the enhanced risk further down to the south, and for this, for a lot of this moderate risk here near Mason City and La Crosse and Eau Claire, you're going to need to have those storms initiate. And if they don't initiate, you're just not going to see anything. That is definitely a possibility tomorrow. As you can see, barely any of our cams are actually even firing anything in the first place. So it's going to kind of be like today. Will Iowa and Nebraska and Wisconsin be like Kansas today, where there was kind of a threat, but the cap held and then nothing fired, or maybe a little bit of dry air entrainment?
New information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
New information. This tornado warning here has been confirmed, it appears. Observed tornado. Probably back over here, if I had to guess. Yeah. Or either that, or we have maybe a little bit of a spin up here with the southern mode here. But we do have a tornado on the ground now, south of Samuel R. McKelvey in National Forest. If the storms fire, yes. I mean, if storms fire in that environment, we're talking about, and they're like semi-discrete, they don't turn instantly into like a linear line, which is possible for maybe we get a little bit more forcing than what is indicated, maybe a little bit earlier. And the storms do fire, but they upscale really quickly to a line of storms. You still have a QLCS tornado threat, but the tornadoes would be briefer and weaker, maybe with some strong. But if we have that discrete mode tomorrow, like some of our models that used to fire the storms used to indicate, then we could be talking about long track, strong, maybe even intense tornadoes, kind of like what we saw earlier today with these storms that are happening currently. So it really is. It depends on if the storms fire, but if they do fire, it's going to be very dangerous out there. Well, it's confirmed by radar. Oh, interesting. Let me check. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we do have a debris signature. It's this one right here. So that is a tornado on the ground, right up in this area. Again, there's no cities to really reference here, but we're talking about North Falls Road, north of North Falls Road. I mean, we've had this has been like a little tornado family out here. I mean, we've had probably, if I had to guess, we had one skinny NATO, that other one, the really big one. We had another one. So we've had about 5 tornadoes in this little area. Vince is really close to it. Yeah, I can't use Vince. I don't think any of our chasers right now, most of our chasers have given up for the night because I think they're all about to start driving to Iowa. I mean, if you chase this all the way into the midnight hours, you wouldn't have any energy for tomorrow. And yeah. So the chasers need to drive, get some sleep, get in position and ready so that they're, on their toes and ready to go. Not doing merch. I would do something cool and actually helpful for weather and do that, but I'm not going to do merch. Again, merch is just putting your name on something. Like I would sell food. Still appear to have a debris signature here. We do have another area of circulation developing with this storm there as well. Freddy is heading to it. Let me check. And he's still alive. And he's pretty close, or he's pretty far away from it, I think. Let me check spotter network. Yeah, there's a couple chasers over here. You got Chelsea taking the lead. John McKinney taking the lead. Ethan Moriarty, Eric Fox. Ryan Scholl's about to turn onto this road. But I don't think any of them are going to make it in time. I mean, that's at least a 20-minute drive. Oh, wait. Freddie McKinney's north on that. He's actually pretty darn close. He's near John McKinney. Aaron J. Jack caught it. Let me check. No way. Another. Oh, yeah. This is a large wedge, dangerous wedge tornado. This is an extremely dangerous tornado on the ground, folks. I'm posting the link in chat. It's a biggin. So if you live over here near North Falls Road and Wolfenden Road, you guys need to be in your safe spots. We'll keep this live stream going until this one lifts, but I got to get off after that. Yeah, another one. Have they called it in the NWS? Well, it's been confirmed. Yeah, another big one. Can't tell if Freddie has it on his stream or not. Oh, he might. There's a lot of lightning. I'm trying to see if there's something in there, but I don't think he has it. Whatever he's looking at, it looks like it might be too far to tell. I don't know what road Aaron J-Jack's on, but he just must be closer. Yeah, look at that. Pretty strong rotation there. Still debris signature ongoing. This one back over here could be about to drop as well. And if that one drops, there'll probably be a better view of it. I think we still have 5 minutes left for Freddie, but I ain't using that unless I have to. Because I stopped looking at him earlier just because he was stopping. I wonder what it would hit for it to come up on CC. Probably just like some trees or, there are a couple of houses out here. See if it went over any of them. I mean, there's not any. Oh, school number 131. That literally probably was it, unfortunately. And some sort of school out here, if that's legitimate. We got twins. It's almost twins, yeah. This one's pretty close to trying. Oh, yep. Okay. Yeah, that's likely on the ground. All right, we'll use our last 5 minutes, but I mean after that we can't use them anymore, so. When was he on? Dude, let me get up the stream.
Top 10.
Definitely a new tornado trying to develop.
Yeah, I see the new couple developing right now. See if we can find another angle up here somewhere.
Right before I left, I had a flash of lightning with a new wall flood.
Yeah, new tornado definitely developing right now. We might get a glimpse any second, like right there, maybe. I feel like I see a bowl. Sort of a bowl over there. Yep, couplet keeps tightening. We get up to this corner, I'm hoping we can kind of look back up in there. Things almost just going like due north right now.
My goodness, I just thought of like the craziest idea.
We're coming up. Yeah.
Why didn't I think of this before? I am so stupid.
Ah, jeez. Some water. Coming up to the corner here.
We are good.
Here as we turn right, maybe looking back.
Why do I keep watching Storm Chasers? Like, why are we watching them right now? You see what the idea is? Save money by waiting. He's not even looking at the area of the storm that would produce. I checked the latest velocities. Still pretty decent circulation. It wouldn't surprise me if this was still on the ground. Yeah, I mean, we still have a debris signature. Oh, okay. Now he's looking back at the storm again.
Here with a decent view. I'm going to see if I can find this thing.
Some lowerings off to the left.
I mean, Freddy's in the same area they are.
It should be like right, maybe just to
There's
the
a
left
hill right there.
Oh, wait, I think I see something in there.
He's looking in the wrong direction. He should be looking west, right?
Saw something up in there. Move up just a little bit. We'll see what we can take.
All right. Wait for him to get in view again. I got him up on my other screen, so we're saving minutes. Instead of having them on when they don't have a tornado, we can just not use their stream and then just use it when something pops up. I mean, this area of circulation is pretty broad here. The tornado would be back over here. That still appears to be on the ground. We literally have like 2 minutes left of Freddy, though. And I'm not going to get another hour because we're about to end the stream. Oh, yeah. Okay, he's got it.
Here, bro. I think would be just to the right of the road.
Just saw it on his stream.
I have a view here.
Like it's literally like almost over the road, the tornado.
Somewhere.
It's like a cone, I think.
I don't know where, but somewhere. Oh, cattle guard. Maybe right up on this little hill here. And right here. What can we see?
It's your right side of something.
All right, to the right. Maybe to the right. Yeah, or it might be. It should still be like 1 to 2 o'clock.
There's the mezzo.
It's a pretty nice road.
Yeah, I wish I knew this road was here.
Me as well. I don't see anything, do you? I'm not far behind you.
No, I don't. I just can't make anything out. But I think there's just random little tornadoes in here. I feel like I keep seeing like cones and funnels and stuff. But yeah, looking at radar, there's just like these random little tight couplets. Okay, we might have a visual here.
Random, they're all like moving different directions too.
I feel like I see like little funnels. There's a cone on the left there. It wouldn't shock me if there's like 2 or 3 tornadoes on the ground at the same time at times.
You want to hit record on your microphone?
I feel like I saw multiple tornadoes there as well, but it's just like one of those things where you really can't say for certain. Radar, though, is not looking as impressive, so it is possible that a lot of those tornadoes are just rain shafts that we're seeing. Oh, wow. Okay, there it is. He has it on stream now. Right there. You see it? There it is. There's the tornado. It's like a stovepipe cone-like tornado. Wow, the lightning really helps. What? It looked like there was like 2 tornadoes there for a second. Oh, there's like What the heck? It's like a multi-vortex, I think. So ominous. Nighttime tornadoes are so scary, man. Might have lifted? Question mark? Not seeing it anymore. I might have just roped out. Yeah, I think that it just roped out. I'm not seeing it anymore. Are y'all seeing anything back in there?
So I would not shock me if it drops back down here in a second. There's a very well-defined
Yeah, he
mezzo
thinks
right
it
now,
lifted as
and big
well.
bowl lowering. So it might. Oh, what's to the left? I swear I saw like a pipe to the left. Am I tripping? I might be just tweaking.
Come on, condense again.
I know, come on. I swear I see like a weird thing to the left right now, left of the road. It might just be like scud, but.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is, oh, it's reaching down.
Oh, is it coming back down? Howdy, Aaron.
You see that little needle in there?
Yeah, yeah. Fun day. Oh, it's down, it's down. It's down again. It was down there for a second.
Channel 2.
I can't
This
tell.
is just the most absurd storm I have ever chased.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
been a
random
pretty.
tornado just orbiting all over the place.
Yeah,
One of the
it's
most
been a weird
ridiculous
friggin' day.
supercells of all time.
That is for sure. Wow. I mean, there's still some pretty strong rotation back in there. This thing is not done. It literally just ingested that storm. Look at that. It ingested that mesocyclone. And it's probably going to continue to produce for the rest of the night. But I've got to save my energy for tomorrow, folks. I'm going to end it here, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. There's only one storm out there. So what I'm going to do, probably you'll get just as good coverage on this thing by watching Freddie. So we're going to raid Freddie McKinney. And yeah, I mean, he'll be on it. But I got to get some rest for tomorrow. It's either going to be a dumb idea to get some rest for tomorrow or a smart idea. But it's either going to be, just a couple of, like, there won't even be a stream or there might be one. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to raid Freddie. He's right on it. So I'm sending you guys there now. Huge shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for not making it weird. I don't like asking for money, but I think we figured out a nice little middle ground to where we can still do chasers and also have some fun in chat. And tomorrow, we'll see. We'll see if you guys can do it. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And huge shout out to the mods, obviously. Oh yeah, Chug and Rap. Oh my goodness. I almost just scammed you guys. I totally forgot. All right, let me do that. At the end of my stream, my mind goes blank every time. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I almost completely forgot. All right. So here's the water. As you can see, got a full cup. Let's put this full screen. Do that again. Jeez Louise. There we go. All right. I can't rap while I chug. It's impossible. All right, here we go. We're gonna chug the entire thing. You guys better time it. Y'all timing it? All right, here we go. There it goes. Like with some drops on the bottom line. There we go. It's done. Woo! College days paid off. What can I say? They called me the chief meister in college. I'm just kidding. All right, now let's try to do the rap god. I don't even know what verse should I do of rap god. It's like impossible. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I might have to do a slow-mo version. All right. Trying to like remember the laptop in my back. All right. But for me to but for me to rap like a computer, it must be in my jeans. I got a laptop in my back pocket. My pen will go off when I half cock it. Got a fat knock from the rap prophet. Made a living and a killing off it. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office, with Monica Lewinsky filling on his nutsack. I'm an MC, still as honest, but as rude as an indecent as all hell. Syllables, skillaholic, kill 'em all with this flippity dippity hip hop. You don't really want to get pissed. Wait, you don't really want to get into a pissing match with a rapidy brat. Golly, that's hard. All right, let me try again. But for me to rap like a computer, it must be in my jeans. I got a laptop about dang it. I got a laptop in my back pocket. My pen will go off when I half cock it. Got a fat knot from the rap prophet. Made a living and a killing off it. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office, with Monica Lewinsky filling on his nutsack. I'm an MC, still as honest, but as rude as an indecent as all hell. Syllables, skillaholic, kill 'em all with this flippity dibbity hibbity hip hop. You don't really want to get into a pissing. You don't really want to get into a pissing match with this rapidy brat pack in a mac in the back of a knack packety pack rap crap yap yap yakety yak at the same time. At the exact same time, I attempt these lyrical acrobats. Lyrical. I don't know how this part goes, but I know how the first part goes. I want to get it now. But for me to rap like a computer, it must be in my jeans. I got a laptop in my back pocket. My pen will go off when I half cock. I got a fat knock of the rap prophet. Made a living and a killing off it. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office. The hardest part is the breath. With Monica Lewinsky filling on his. I'm an MC, still as honest, but as rude as indecent as all hell. Syllables, skillaholic, kill 'em all with this flippity dippity hip hop. It's flippity dippity hippity hip hop. That's the part that gets me. I don't say hippity. All right. But for me to rap like a computer, it must be in my jeans. I got a laptop in my back pocket. My pen will go off when I half cock it. Got a fat knock of that rap prophet. Made a living in a killing office. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office, with Monica Lewinsky filling on his nutsack. I'm an MC, still as honest, but as rude as an indecent as all hell. Syllables, skillaholic, kill 'em all with the flippity dippity hippity hip hop. You really don't want to get into a piss. See, I don't get how that transitions. I forget how that transitions into the next part. But there you go. Rap is awful. You can't say it's awful. You got to respect. You got to respect the people that can actually do that all the way through, which is just crazy. Rap is good. Eminem is fire. Exactly. Like, you can't. I get if you don't like rap, but you can't hate on Eminem. He's the best. He's the GOAT. But all right, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, I made their donations worth it. And tomorrow, hopefully, it's not worth it. Hopefully, you guys fail. Y'all take it easy.